Monster Castle, paranormal, radio hound, Monster Castle, paranormal, digital radio, KTLK.
I got a damn boom box. One of them big things that had two speakers on the side. I put it on my shoulder and I throw out some cardboard and try to act like I was breakdancing. And then I got showed up by these little bastards come up there and they got the same boom box, but it's got, when they press eject, it's got cushion eject. When I pressed my eject, the tape just shot out. Theirs came out slowly. And it had other things to adjust the treble, the bass, the left to right speaker for the mono speakers. But it all sounded fucking same. And they're sitting there screwing with their shit for 30 fucking minutes. When I could put a tape in, I could press play, and I could play dance, and I could stop it. I could eject the tape, and it would fly out there, and I could change another fucking beat. And these jackasses over here messing with their cushion eject and their treble bass line. Fuck you guys. That's what you're doing, man. You're fucking the slave to the fucking technology. You're buying into this bullshit. If you had fucking brains, if you had any old school in you could do it like we used to do it. Just press play. Enjoy the eject button. It shoots the shit out. You don't need the cushion eject. You lost your old school. You turn into Britney fucking Spears here. It'd besmirching your name. Call yourself Wolfman. You fucking sell out. And you make all these excuses for bullshit reasons for your cushion eject. I go back to the town in Oklahoma where I was at. If I see those little cushion eject bastards, I'll beat their ass. Those bitches that had the cushion eject, and they see people look down at me like I was lower class. You son of a bitch up in your high horse with your cushion eject. It's convenient now that you're a grown man that you can afford to not buy the fucking cushion eject, but you laugh at us, the people that didn't have it. I wish this time you wouldn't have taken my damn call. I was just starting to like you too, damn it, Wolfman.
That is craziness.
Yeah. Cushion eject. Does your cassette mechanism make a terrible sound like this when you open it? Well, we got something better for you. We got cushion eject today. We could get something. Your tape deck will come out. It won't sound like this. It won't make any funny sounds like that when it pops out. It will be slow and smooth. Cushion eject is the best in ejection mechanisms for any tape cassette. And we can install cushion eject today. You just call KTEL International. Alright, KTEL.com/cushion eject. Alright, cushion eject. More cushion for the pushing, baby. Yeah. More cushion for the pushing with cushion eject. Alright.
Alright. I've isolated the problem here. I'm pretty sure that I can get this up and running again, folks. I'm going to ask if Ronnie can hear me, if he can call in on the, yeah, it's in the Great White North, Dino. You can try phoning back now. My Skype was trying to update for some reason, and that is what happened when I rebooted Skype. It updated, so I bet you anything it's going to work much better now. If Dino wants to call back in, but I would say, Ronnie, if you could call back in on 775-990-8447. I never have a problem with that. And I can add other people in that call that same number. I can add you right in, and it works every time. So that would solve the issue, I believe. Let's see if I can... Okay. Here we go. I think we got Ronnie back. Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah, and it's clear now. See what happened? Damn, Skype was trying to. I think it's probably just cheap Canadian internet.
I don't know because my computer locked up. I had to reboot. I had
did
to,
too.
yeah, I had to restart.
My computer that's running the stream was fine, but the Skype computer I had to reboot it, and now it seems to have cleared up. But that's strange. So I don't know. Maybe it's the Maybe it's the NSA. Yeah.
I always thought they had somebody at the server because I've had so many computers die. I've had emails that didn't get where they were sent that just disappeared, and I've often thought they've had an NSA van parked at the AT&T server. It's like interrupting my stuff.
Well, it sounds good now, so I'm not sure where we left off though. After all that trouble, I was starting to really lose it. I almost threw the one computer out the window again. I lose a lot of computers that way. But, yeah. Not this time. I didn't do it because I'm in a hotel and it might scare the innocent crackheads and hookers outside the window.
You don't want that.
No. Anyways, let's go back to the Men in Black. Did you have any other encounters besides them trying to kill you with the vaccination? And did you ever have anyone following you or strange-looking people?
Well, I told you about the one guy who contacted me after he seen the UFO video, and he claimed to be with the secret space agency that was like defending Earth, and he claimed to be an alien hybrid. Do you remember me telling you about that guy?
The one who could summon a spacecraft.
No, that was Jim Marlin's hybrid friend that he went to high school with, actually. This is a guy who contacted me after I posted the video, and he said he worked for this secret space agency, and he flew a UFO that they kept in an empty warehouse. He said when you walk in there, if the craft was in there, you wouldn't see it. The craft actually materializes it before he gets in it and goes and flies it. And he works in the secret space defense, and he monitors aliens coming and going, and he keeps the alien species out that are not supposed to be here. And this is a guy I was telling you about. I was saving our conversation, and then he got upset with me because I was saving our conversations, and then he deleted them off my computer, and he deleted them off the computers of the friends that I had shared them with as well.
How did he delete them off your computer? Remotely or
I have no
physically?
idea. He told me that they can get into any computer in the whole world. He said Al Gore did not internet. He said I can get in your account faster than you can. He said I know how much you have in your banking. He said there's no link to the we can do. And he said when they're in space, he said it may seem like a very exciting job. He goes, but most of the time it's a pretty boring job. And he said they monitor YouTube and stuff like that for UFO videos, and they do other things. And he said they have a lot of training discs that they have to watch about. There's a lot of training discs that they have to work through on species that are not supposed to be here, how to detect them, how to fight them, and all sorts of stuff. And he said he recognizes my guys from training discs that he had, and he did a more thorough investigation of my Coleman, Texas sighting than MUFON did. I mean, he asked all the particulars. He wanted latitude, longitude, time, date, and he was filing a treaty violation on these species that came in here. He said they were under a 1,000-year treaty to stay away. And this guy also said that they were here because we're going to face some kind of apocalyptic event coming soon. It wouldn't destroy the Earth, but it would make it fairly uninhabitable for a while. He said nobody would be forced to leave. He said we would have to travel. He said the arrangements were being hastily made for us to go to another planet to hang out for a few years. And he said we would have to go to these transportation pads that would lift us up into the craft, and we would have to strip down completely naked because they kill all the bacteria around us. We're not allowed to carry bacteria from this planet to the other planet where we'll be traveling to. And
Jim told me his story about they gave him a message that there's a pending apocalyptic doom kind of very shortly is what he was trying to say, and that's what he really wanted to get on to tell his story, to say that for everyone to get ready because there is going to be something real nasty coming soon. And he also told me that one time when he was sitting on his porch that there was one alien, a tall white, standing right around the corner staring at him. He saw one right up close. It's too bad that he didn't. But we'll get him back one day. We will get him back one day. And if I can't get him on this late...
at one point he told me the star system that they were from. He told me the planet they were from. He told me how many light years they were from here, and he said all this stuff like it was common knowledge, man. He wasn't making it up. There was no hesitation in his voice. He wasn't telling a story. It was like it was common knowledge, like anybody should know it.
Yeah, I was looking because I actually recorded the phone call I had with him, and I can't find the recording of it in my phone. It's gone. It's completely gone. I voice memoed it. And now it's gone. So that's kind of similar to what you told me when kind of reminded that when you said, yeah. Oh, it's Joe. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
I was listening, and I'm going to get off the call because I'm screwing up the quality.
No, it's all right now.
I just wanted to say to Ronnie that them goblin things that had like the armor on them that were like had you pinned to your bed. Like next time you got to fight them, you should probably get yourself like a warhammer or something to keep in your. No, I'm not joking. Like you'd want to have something like that as a weapon. Just I wouldn't want the things coming back. That's all.
Yeah, warhammers aren't as big as what they actually show them on.
I know, but they have like a mashing end, and then the one side spiky, so it's like a. Yeah. That's all. Right.
Yeah.
I got wood floors. I can stick them to the floor like a cockroach.
Yeah, or you could crush their skull with the other side.
Wouldn't that be great to capture one? Yeah, and take it to a newsroom floor and throw it out there on the floor.
I'm thinking more set up something so that you could electrify them.
For real.
You got to electrify them. You got to have an electrical field set up and just fry them all. Because you're in the bed and they're on the floor, so you zap them. Just like that.
Guido could advertise one, yeah.
It would be just interesting in action when Chuck Norris comes in with the MIAs, and that'd be Ronnie coming into the newsroom with the alien, and like everybody be taking pictures of stuff, and you know what I mean. And the government would have to acknowledge it then. So,
all right, I'm thinking what would probably happen was they would shut the newsroom down, they would lock the doors, and then the police would show up.
A lot of people would
kill
die.
Me, confiscate the alien.
Yeah, a lot of people would die, I bet, Ronnie.
Yeah. And nobody would ever hear about it,
Yeah.
That's what somebody said. Yeah, said it would never get outside the newsroom. They would never show it.
So there's probably a chance that that's probably happened in the past already, right? You know what I mean?
It's possible, but here's the thing that I showed it a picture earlier that I shared, and it has a star field. It has identifiable star field in the background of the UFO mothership, and it gives it. You can tell how big it is. You can tell it's bigger than anything that we have in the air, and I've showed it to some really smart people, man, and they said, yeah, that's amazing, but nobody went out of their way to say, hey, there's Dyess Air Force Base radar towers 58 miles away or 67 miles away. Abilene Regional Airport radar tower is 58 miles away. Up in Snyder, Texas, 132 miles away, they have a 600-mile military radar, but yet none of these radars seen a half-mile craft fly over north central Texas. And
wow.
I can tell you what that means is that somebody knows you're here and nobody's talking about it. Either that or they're in control of the whole show. They're in control of the whole damn works, There was jets there before the UFO showed up. The big craft showed up. It's almost like they were using our own jets to sweep, make sure there wasn't an aircraft around when this thing flew in. And even the pilots were out of the air. They were ordered out of the area before the big craft came in. Even the pilots wouldn't have known that this thing was fixing to come in. They were just flying a routine mission, And just the way they pulled that thing off shows me that somebody with a lot of power knew what was happening, and they were using our military jets in the process of doing what the aliens wanted to do, which was to make sure.
But what if this is a what if? What if the aliens had like a mind control capability where you didn't know you were being mind controlled? You know what I mean? Like, we would just carry on as business as normal, but they're sort of controlling us by remote, and we don't even realize it. What if they would have that ability in situations like that?
I think.
I think
it works both ways.
Yeah, well, that would be a good explanation why people such as yourself are able to see things that other people aren't, because maybe the frequency's not right on you, because we all are a little different, right?
Yeah, I had some pretty good head injuries in football. Maybe I knocked something loose.
Yeah. Well, that maybe.
Lord.
But we all have a little bit of a different electrical signal to us, and our body chemistry is all a little different, right? So maybe just like how antibiotics don't work the same for everybody, maybe like a mind control type thing wouldn't be exact. A blanket wouldn't cover everybody, and then it doesn't really matter because you people that it doesn't work on are the minority. So you seem like you're not always you're out there to the rest of everybody that it does work on. Okay.
Well, some of the pictures that I posted here, I have some people that look at them and say, I don't see anything. And I'm going, are you serious? Are you looking at the same pictures I'm looking at? Because I can definitely see some kind of an insectoid creature with long arms coming out of its back. And the thing is as tall as a telephone pole on top of a huge UFO mothership. And I said, you don't see anything like that. And that's the reason some of the pictures I put a drawing as well, because I've had some people say, I don't see anything like that. And it almost makes to me like, yeah, they have some kind of filter in their brain that won't let them look at it. Other people say, I see it.
But to their defense and to your compliment, you would have a trained eye and they wouldn't. Right? You know what to look for, much like a hunter in the woods knows how to look for the back lines and stuff of a deer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And somebody that doesn't hunt doesn't. Just so you know what to look for, and somebody that doesn't know what to look for, you know what I mean? They wouldn't see that.
Yeah. But it's almost like our brain associates what we see with things that we've seen before. So our brain's kind of inept when it comes to looking at aliens for the first time because we have nothing to associate it with. So you're seeing it, and you're at the same time you're trying to deny that you're seeing it, or you don't know what to associate it with. So it's almost like our brain has a filter in it that it's like the surface of that craft. It doesn't look like it doesn't like the architecture. The thing looks very odd. It looks more like a wasp nest than a modern city, and you really have to like open your mind up when you look at the thing and say, this is not supposed to look like anything we can recognize because it shouldn't look like anything we recognize because it's the surface of any craft.
Yeah, see, but the people you're dealing with are locking their mind with human perception, and they're not viewing it with the mind's eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've had some people come and say there was a guy I told he said he's about 5 blocks from your house here in Texas. He said I had something come in our room and it spoke a different language, but I could understand what it was saying in my mind. And he said I could have looked at it, but I didn't want to. And he said it paralyzed me in my bed.
Well, I got to be quite honest that I've woken up.
Have we all? Haven't we all?
I think that they were from another planet too. Yeah. Sorry, Wolf man. I didn't mean to ask so many questions. It was just
that's good because I was
rabbit hole there.
I was looking for a song for this next break, and I found something groovy.
But it's kind of frustrating because I can see it and other people can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps cutting out. Wolfman does.
I'm not. I'm still here. But Ronnie cut out there for a second again.
Wow.
But yeah, it's frustrating, eh?
Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna try running a show from a hotel room again. Needless to say. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I wanted to talk about Willie Nelson. It's funny, and that's synchronicity right there, because right when I was saying that, Dino comes out in the chat room. Do you think Willie Nelson has had any ET contact experiences? I do believe he has. I don't remember I heard him tell a story once, and I believe that Jim told me that he was curious about it, and that's why he wanted to ask President Carter about that. And did we give the answer of what President Carter told him yet, Ronnie? I know what he said to him.
I can't remember what Jim said about it. I think Willie had it.
Oh, I remember perfectly well. This is one part of the conversation that I remember really well. And what Jimmy Carter told Willie Nelson is, yes, they are real. Almost every story that you've heard, including Roswell, is true. And they are working together with some of the governments around the world. And he's not allowed to tell anyone.
Wow.
Yeah. So he basically admitted that Roswell was, and they also that they had back engineered a lot of these craft. The first thing that they learned was like how to make lighter materials and like fiber optics and things like that, and silicone chips. Like almost all of our high technology that we have it because of the back engineering of the ships, is what he was told. And that's about all I can remember. I don't know if you remember anything else, Ronnie.
No, that's about all I can remember is that he wanted to tell. I remember at one point Jimmy Carter was really one of those guys that wanted to know, and I think George Bush was the president of the CIA at the time. That he didn't have the clearance on that the American people couldn't afford to know, and that it was in the nation's interest for him not to know.
Yeah, I think lasers.
Disappointing.
When did lasers come out? It was shortly after 1947. By the way, also the that number is strange, 47. Even the Twin Towers had 47 stories. I recently noticed that number pops up everywhere, folks. That's why I put 47 and you're going to see it everywhere. Once I point this out, you're going to notice that number everywhere. I'm not sure. Well, I was told what the significance of 47 is that when this next awakening of mankind is going to awaken the 47th chromosome. So that's what. Every time I look at the clock, almost I see it's something 47, something 40. It's just crazy. Or I'll look at my stream. How much time is left, and it's 47. Everything I do is that number just keeps popping up everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. Jeff's saying, why don't people have 47 chromosomes? Because chimpanzees actually do. Which is strange. But apparently we have 46, and there's one chromosome. There's two that share. Yeah. Monkeys have 47. So, yeah. And it boils down to 2. Yeah. 4 and 7 is 11. And 11 is that number that they call it angelic number. I don't know. But it boils down to 2. You know anything about that, Ronnie? Well, he's trying to talk. Damn.
I'm a disclosure guy. I don't think people go near as crazy as everybody thinks they would. Like I said, I've had aliens in my house. I've had aliens force me into hiding. I've seen some things like nobody's ever seen, but yet if I don't pay the electric bill, they're still going to shut off my electricity. I still go to work. I still believe in God. And I think if they just come out and tell everybody, hey, aliens exist, UFOs are here, people would be in shock for about 30 days, and then it would just be another boring story. I don't think the people who are saying that society would go insane if they knew the truth, or the people who are getting paid to keep it a secret.
Yeah, exactly. I think everybody
it's
already.
Time to come out. Time to come out and time to tell us the truth. And guys like me, I'm looking to prove it. I think I have proven it, man. I've shown you pictures of aliens, but nobody wants to believe it. I've showed you pictures of giant UFO with star fields in the background, but nobody wants to take it serious. And, I'm frustrated to the point where you people don't want to know. If you don't want to know, then don't believe it. But I've shown you. My evidence ain't great, but it's good enough that if somebody give it enough attention, there'd better be a NASA van parked in front of my damn house looking this stuff over. But no, I've never even made the mainstream media United States. They don't know who the hell I am. Now, I've made the news all over the world, but not here in the United States, not even the local news. And they've looked at my pictures. I've had some of the best photo experts in the business look at my pictures, and they could see that nothing has been manufactured. No software image creation has been used. And some of the pictures I've lightened with software, they told me what software I used and what I did with the software to brighten it. I turned up the brightness on it, and they told me to the degree that, yeah, you've used this software to brighten it, and it was taken with this camera. Like I said, what is it going to take for people to believe? You show them a decent picture of a real alien, and they just, well, that's your perception, or I don't see it, or you're looking at elephants in the clouds. There's really nothing there. You're imagining it, But they'll believe Betty and Barney Hill, and they didn't catch any pictures. But yet, an old boy named Ronnie Dawson down here in Texas is full of shit. That's not the way it works, man. You either believe it or you don't believe it. The cameras don't hallucinate. I saw the damn thing. I've got my story. I've got the camera. I've got the pictures to back it up, and still nobody wants to take it seriously. You know, it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah,
Mike, I guarantee it's frustrating.
Eric, by the way, I'm trying to add you into the group. I couldn't pick up your call, but you are being added in.
Okay, bro. Well,
Oh,
John
you're there
Polk
now. Okay, good.
We're loving this guy. We want to talk to him if we can.
Oh, and
He's awesome.
and
He's the
you're,
best guest. He's like the best guest ever. Like,
are you still
top
at the
10.
conference?
What's that?
Are you still at the conference?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you still at the conference?
Oh, you sound broke. You sound like you're talking to me like an alien right now.
Oh,
Now you're good. You're good now.
you sound fine to
Oh shit! I
me.
lost you. God damn it. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, you sound fine.
My bad. Okay, you're good now. We had a little brief interruption of some sort of alien sound. I'm not joking. And then now you're back to normal.
Well, you never
John
know.
Polk's sitting here
I
right
could
next to
be
me.
an
You heard it
alien.
also. Your voice transformed from human to like an alien sound. I'm not joking either, and I'm not like messed up.
Oh yeah.
But where I'm on, apparently they hear me right now on the radio.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. You sound good. So, are you still at the
Oh, my
conference?
bad. Okay, is the guest
Yeah.
the guest still there? I don't hear.
Yeah,
Ask
yeah.
Ronnie.
He's there.
Yeah.
You can ask him a
I mean-
Oh,
question.
Ronnie.
I'm here.
Well, okay. I just want to say this on Ronnie's behalf. I've never met Ronnie, never heard Ronnie, never heard his story. Just my gut tells me he's telling the truth. I don't know how many people are listening, but that's my gut. John Polk thinks he's telling the truth. So, John, you want to talk? You want to? If John Polk wants to say hi to Ronnie.
Ronnie, this is Reverend John Polk. How are you?
Hey, John.
Hi, John.
How's it going?
Great.
So we were talking, or I'm sorry, you were talking about mind control earlier, and one thing that I know is that our pineal gland was designed by ET so that they could easily remotely activate it and incite behavior within us. You know, they can make us fight, they can make us copulate, they can make us love each other, they can make us do whatever they want, and the government can do it also very easily also. So also they know how to activate your prefrontal cortex of your brain in conjunction with your hypothalamus and incite behavior also. So this is old technology, goes back, at least 60 years, and it's par for the course, something they've been doing a long time.
Yeah, people talk about, that being able to communicate with them. I've tried to communicate with them. I just don't know if I can't get their frequency. There hasn't been any attempt as of yet to communicate. Now, these guys, they seem to come around about once a year. And it's about that time of year right now. So about this time of year, I started getting a little antsy, wondering what's in store for me this year. And I'm hoping that one of these days I ought to have a professional camera crew follow me around. I mean, if these occurrences keep happening every year within this 2-week period, I should have a camera team follow me around. Instead, I just carry my phone around and catch what I can.
I know, and it's often hard to predict the moments when those actual nuances are going to occur. If one could see the future. So, but stay positive, keep on track, keep voicing out the word, because what you're saying, a lot of people are afraid to touch.
Right. And I hope they'll make contact. I'm not so convinced that some of the guys I talked to said these are the bad guys, but I'm not quite so sure that they're the bad guys. But I know there was some malevolence to what they did to me in the bed, but then at the same time they didn't kill me. They could have very easily. So I'm not so sure that these guys are the bad guys, and I hope at some time they open up a channel of communication with me.
Well,
so far, I
well,
can't hear their thoughts. I can't telepathy, nothing like that.
Ronnie, when you're playing with your dog, they run all around and freak out like that too, like kind of like what you're talking about, and scratch things. Cats do it, so maybe they liked you and they were just having fun.
She's cute. I'll take
That's
her.
what she looks like.
She's fine for me.
Oh, no.
But
With
yeah,
those titties in that ass.
I heard that Dino says that the pineal gland might also be responsible for wacky full moon behaviors, which would explain a lot about me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been known to actually do really weird things on full moons and climb walls and just crazy things. Like I'll run out in the woods and yeah, I do go nuts a little bit on full moons. A lot of people do. Or you do things that you regret and you don't even remember it. Are you still there, John Polk? Reverend John? Anybody?
Yeah, he's still here.
Oh, I was going to ask him if he knows anything
We're here.
about the number 47.
My bad.
Well, I got him. Well, I got the
Like,
Reverend
give me,
John.
like, anything about what?
47. The number 47.
Just so you know, you're
I never
cutting,
asked him that before.
You're cutting in and out, Wolfman, on Skype, so we're having a hard time hearing your questions.
Okay. The number 47.
The number 47.
Yeah.
I heard that. Do you want to just, if John has a feeling about the number 47?
If he knows anything about it, why that number is significant.
Well, not really, but my best educated guess is if you dig into numerology, what you do is you add the two numbers together, and then, so 4 and 7 becomes 11, and then you add the 1 and the 1 together, and then that becomes 2. So what does 2 mean? It means duality. It means the dichotomy. But I mean, that's just my best educated guess.
Interesting. Could mean multiple two
I
dimensions.
just want to say, this guest is awesome. We got to have him back again.
Yeah, he's on once in a while. I love having Ronnie on. He's been on a few times. You can listen back to a couple other shows that he was on also.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought it was the first time I've heard him.
Oh, you've been 3 times now, right, Ronnie?
Yeah, I've been on UFO Buster Radio, and I think I did a 1-hour show, and I was on Beyond Reality Radio. Here,
Are you in
December
Texas, Ronnie?
29th.
Is that where you reside?
Yeah, I'm in Ranger, Texas, here in north central Texas.
Are you able to, if it's planned in advance, make a road trip to Arizona, or is that too far?
I'm pretty busy right now. I think the Aurora, Texas UFO Festival is over here not too far from me. I think I may try to make that if anybody's
Okay,
going
well,
to
we're planning an event in Arizona, like several months down the road, and we could try to help you, whatever. We'd like you to come out and talk, but obviously we got to talk further. But we would, if you're comfortable with that, I could introduce you to some people that are putting the event on that you might feel might be something you want to do.
Oh, and I'm going to be.
And John Polk's going to be there, and we're trying to figure out a way to get Wolfman out there. We're going to see if we could get enough people to chip in for a plane ticket at least. He can camp out on the reservation.
I love camping.
Well, you wouldn't mind that, Wolf. You camp out on the reservation.
I don't mind being abducted.
We got
That's
Indian
great.
shamans out there. We got John Polk. We got the night vision goggles. I just bought I just spent $2,000 at the show on some green Gen 2 green night vision goggles. So we're looking in the sky tonight, and we can see stars and things moving around in the sky that you cannot see with the naked eye. We didn't see any UFOs tonight because it's very cloudy. But I'm going to Sedona in a couple days, and apparently this lady has a tour out there. She pretty much guarantees that you're going to see something that's from not of this world, or you get your money back. It's $80. Pay $80. If you don't see something, then you get your money back. So anyway, we want not to take up the whole rest of the show here, but we want the Wolfman, and we want Ronnie, and then of course Darren and Jeff the Gray. They're not too far away. We could have like a show out there. We could do it. We can have like a total show. We could put it on Periscope and do the whole 9 yards.
And I could even
Is that too much to deal
don't.
with, or what do you think? Is that a
I
possibility?
could probably transform, and no one would even mind.
Sounds awesome.
There you go.
My wife is wanting to see the Grand Canyon.
Well, there you go. There you go. We'll figure out a way. We could maybe help you out. You know what I'm saying? This guy that's putting this together bought a facility in Sedona, and he's building it. He's putting it all together. He's got the giant screen for the video. He's putting it all together. It's going to be very professional, and he's going to run conferences, not just this type of stuff we're talking about, but for weddings and other types of things. But this is his passion, though, because he's an experiencer also. And as a matter of fact, he showed John Polk and I some video on his cell phone of some visitations that he captured on his cell phone. And one of this, it was the trip. We saw this light come in real quick, move around the lead, and at the same time, you can hear it very clearly. The sound email says, "Do you want to come with me?" It was, I swear to God, we all heard it. And this guy didn't make this. This was real. It happened in Mexico, as a matter of fact, not too long ago. And so it changed his life, he said. So now he's on this mission to just tell everybody about what, kind of like you're kind of on this mission now. He's basically trying to get the word out, make people aware of what really reality is all about. And anyway, so I'm enough babbling on my behalf. I just wanted to share that with you.
Thanks.
Well, I'm really glad that you guys are out there doing it.
So, Wolfman, are we going to go into overtime tonight, or what's happening?
I don't know with this. Well, I could, but I don't know. It's working better now. Like I said, as it gets later, it seems to work better. But as long I had an unknown caller actually phoned my cell phone, so I'm not sure if that
was me. That was me.
My cell phone? Do you have my cell number?
I called your cell number, I think, a few times.
Oh, okay.
Is it the 775 number, or is it a different number?
No, it's a different number. That wasn't my call-in number. It was my actual
right
cell phone.
It was your cell phone number,
but it was kind of strange that I thought it could have been Jim Marlin.
Anyway,
but I can't call it back.
Caller, you can drop me. It's not a big deal. We just wanted to call in and support Ronnie. And we like the Wolfman Show. It's the best. There's nobody doing this kind of talk radio like Wolfman, and we respect him and we like him and we enjoy listening to him.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Well, how's the everything going there at the conference?
Is Darren around, or is he on the line?
We had to. He got off because it's too many people on Skype, and I don't have very good bandwidth here at this hotel I'm in. So we're just trying to keep it down to like 2 people on Skype, and it seems to work better. But I had to reboot it too.
All right, I'll hang up then. We'll see.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Eric. No, I really wanted you guys to call in and tell us how.
I'm just. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. We don't want to interrupt your show too much.
Actually, I invited you to call in so we could hear about what's going on down there at the conference, and you're not interrupting at all. I can tell you some
more great stories, actually. I mean,
yeah,
so
I really want to hear
many amazing things have happened here. One of the things that, John Paul could tell you a million stories because he's got his booth down there and he's got his books, Yahweh, the Biblical God as an Alien, and the Blue Beings. And this is the coolest part of this conference. They have this room that you go into for like an hour twice a day where only experiencers go in this room, and they gather. It's almost like a 12-step type meeting gathering where they all get in a circle and you raise your hand and they call on you and you stand up and you tell your story. So I'm in this room with Tiffany and John Polk and Travis Walton and many other experiencers are in this room, and they're standing up and they're telling their story. You won't hear these stories on the radio. They're not in any books. They're they're awesome, amazing, and they're all synchronistic. They all jibe together. That's why when I listen to Ronnie, for a lot of people, they're thinking this is just too much. But I'm hearing these stories like every 5 minutes in this conference room. I'll babble all night. I'm gonna let John Polk tell you.
So we're in the experiencer room, and of course I raise my hand, and I talk about the blue beings at the conference, and I didn't realize it, but there was 3 other witnesses that were there, and 2 of them spoke up about it. And this story, which is true, there are over 20 witnesses, but most of them won't say anything, period. And it's made me look kind of stupid. But in this experiencer session. This dude from the UK. His name's Lee Hazel, British guy. He's really funny too. So he stands up, and I had just started telling the Blue Beam story, and then he stands up and goes, "My name is Lee Hazel, and I'm an alcoholic." You know, like using an A meeting or something. Or he starts laughing. And he starts corroborating my story, man. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I didn't even see him. You know, there's a bunch of people in there. I didn't even know he's in the room. And he starts corroborating my story, man. And then this lady named Sandy, she's a psychic medium from California. She was there. And then she jumps in and starts corroborating my story. And then at least 20 or more people start asking, mostly me and Lee, but mostly me, all these questions. And so the whole thing, you know, there's like 70 people in there. The whole thing turned into a Q&A for mostly me and this guy, Lee Hazel. And I was like, oh, it's sweet vindication, man, because I've met all the adversity in the world. When I went to, how about this? When I went to write this story, like at least 20 times, I couldn't even physically open my laptop. Imagine this. You got this hot story. You know it deserves to go viral. And you got your Mac in front of you, and you can't even open it. It was like some force was stopping me from opening my laptop. There's an acronym for it, ELF, where they manipulate waves, and they can send waves into you and manipulate your behavior that way. And so was it the ETs doing it? Was the MyLabs doing it? Was a combination of both? I'm not exactly sure, but something was definitely going on. And then so I finally finished the book. It took over a year. It shouldn't have taken that long at all. And I finished the book, and then I do my edit for me on me. And then I'm going to send it to my editor after I do my edit. That edit just vanished out of my computer, like Ronnie was saying. Certain files are just gone. Yeah, it was gone twice. And then finally, my editor receives my copy of my edits. And then she edited my material like 2 or 3 times, and then it vanished. So it took us probably 3 months to finally edit my book. And it came out probably 6 months later than it should have, but whatever, we finally did it. And it was just sweet vindication to have these witnesses chime in when I was talking about it, and it felt really good.
Yeah, A-hole skeptic.
Out there.
Hey,
Wolfman Land.
a-hole skeptic from...
You're there.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
hashtag.
brother.
47 Talk.
Did y'all lose me?
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm there. No, we got you. You sound really good, man. I don't understand how come you sound so good and you can't hear me. I could turn up. I can turn me up a bit. I don't know if you can hear that better. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound like that crappy you sound like that crappy rap synthesization that they use on rappers, and you sound like a robot.
Interesting. Well, on this end though, it sounds fine. Everybody, what they're hearing, it sounds fine. A-hole skeptic says that he quoted Willie Nelson, I think. It says, oh yeah. Where is it now? First, he wants to know.
Well, we don't.
Okay, here
don't
it
hear
is.
anything
Maybe
else.
I never told you how viciously I was probed.
Oh, now I hear you.
Willie
It's
Nelson.
coming in and out. I hear you guys now.
Okay, did you hear that? What I said?
I can hear you. I can't hear Wolfman.
You can't hear me.
I heard Wolfman. I heard that.
Just now.
Yeah, just now. All 3 of us are jiving again, I think.
That is so strange because I can hear you guys just fine and you sound awesome.
But you can hear. I think Ronnie, you and I can hear each other fine, is what it sounds like. But Wolfman's kind of having issues apparently.
Yeah, we meant to carry the show.
I think
Carry the
he
show
might be
for him.
he's getting an invasion of some type going on. The powers that be in the Canadian border are not digging this conversation apparently.
Oh, maybe they don't.
Yeah, I did a radio show one time and lost the host, and I had carry the show far.
Well, we're coming up to the end of the show anyway.
The reality of all this is too funny, man. It cracks me up. I can imagine. Well,
thanks a lot, everybody. If you can hear me now, can you hear me at all? Like, thank you very much, everyone. We got 4 minutes left. If anybody wants to,
we lost him there. I hear you now. Well, anyway, I don't know if anyone can hear this, but the Reverend Polk has a show called Quantum Hologram Matrix.
That's what I was going to ask.
You can find it on Twitter at QH Matrix or at Reverend Polk. We want you on our show, so if we hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, choppy.
Anyways, yeah, it is coming to the end of the show, so go ahead and Ronnie, do you want to say goodbye to everyone? Do you want to tell them anything else before you
lost you again, Wolf? I'm thinking, I wonder if the people in Radioland are hearing you and I just chat.
I'm going to chat you guys because you're not okay. I'm going to
hear me now. This
say
would be
goodbye.
Great for like a Verizon commercial or something. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Well, anyway, did you hear what I said about the quantum hologram matrix, Ronnie? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she can sing. That was me.
Are you on Twitter?
Dino, that was me, man. Here's another one of mine.
Right now, because yeah, I have a Twitter account.
All right, here it comes. The end of the show, everybody. My guests can hear each other, but they cannot hear me. Something strange is going on, and we can't explain it. Can't always explain everything that's unexplainable.
Oh, he just asked if you want to say goodbye. I can hear Wolfman. He wants to know if you want to say goodbye.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just start talking, Ronnie, because they're listening.
Everybody, they can hear you.
Hey. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me on, and I always enjoy doing this show.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm gonna try to get Jim. I'll probably do an off, like not a live, but an offline recording that I can play on the show with him at an earlier time, where he'll probably be more awake and maybe not so abducted. And yeah. Shout outs to Dino, Tina, Carpenter, Kathleen, A-Hole Skeptic, Mood Boy.
I'll let you hear what's playing now on Spreaker, Brian.
Yeah.
Just start talking.
Everybody, they can hear you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me on.
I got a delay.
Don't forget.
I can hear me.
Go to monstercastleparanormal.com.
Well, hey, I'm going to get off the line.
Hit the donate button if you can.
Nice meeting you.
Look forward to talking.
Keep me going. I really need it right now, folks. I wouldn't ask you.
Awesome.
I gotta open it. I gotta set up a whole new studio.
Take care, Wolfman, Jeffrey Gray, and Dino, and all the other Spreaker chatters. Have a good night. Later.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
This is Jeff the Gray, co-host of Monster Castle Paranormal Radio on the KTLK Digital Broadcasting Network, thefringe.fm.
This is the Monster Castle Paranormal Radio Show. We explore the paranormal phenomenon with researchers and skeptics from all walks of life and beyond. Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, on KTLK Digital Broadcasting Network, thefringe.fm. Visit our website at monstercastleparanormal.com.
first two kind of quickly because we did it on our last show, and then get to the third one, which I'm dying to hear.
The first one was on my commercial fish boat when we were anchored out in native Anchorage, where my trailer was on an abandoned island where our abandoned Indian village was, and we saw it in our spotlight. Two of them, a big male, big female. 20 minutes or so, we observed it. Turned the spotlight off. They went into the bush, pushed a big dead tree down. And then about half hour or so later, they came out. The big one came out on the beach again.
The male.
You could barely see it because he was quite a ways away. And then I tried the spotlight. Just got his red eyes reflecting. And then he crept along the beach and came parallel to the boat anchored out. And he was within 60 yards of us. And we hit him with the spotlight again as he was entering the bush. And it was big. And then
you think he was protecting the female?
No, I think he was just curious, checking us out, wondering what we're up to.
Oh, no kidding. Just curiosity.
Yeah. I think they're curious. Like, I firmly believe they test us humans, and I don't blame them. You got to put yourself in Bigfoot's foot, basically, and walk a day in his moccasin, so to speak. And, you can imagine what they've been subjected to. All of our diseases since European contact that decimated the indigenous people throughout the Americas, it happened to them as well. There's stories of them getting by coming to the human family members, all pox, and humans, some of their children that Sasquatches, they were all smallpoxed up, and the Sasquatch family just turned and walked into the forest and disappeared. And, you got all the evidence there of diseases being passed between the chimpanzee, the mountain gorilla, to humans, and humans back to them. And it's I'm not a scientist, but I read the stuff that people are sending me, and there's definitely that link that how come there was so many reports of the Sasquatch during contact across North America, and then all of a sudden the same time the Indians are dying off from disease. Well, the reports through the late 1800s into the early 1900s aren't really there. There's not very many. And yet we had extensive logging throughout North America, Canada, and the U.S., mining and trapping and people living out there. Yet there's this big drop in sighting reports until all of a sudden in the mid-1900s, and, correlates to Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin getting their video of their film of Paddy. And ever since that time, 1967, I was born in 1965. When I was born in my tribe in northern Vancouver Island, I think there was lucky to have 1,200 Kwakwaka'wakw people. Now we're well over 12,000, I hear. So if you look at all of the indigenous Indian tribes throughout North America, Canada, and the U.S., since the middle of the 1900s to present, there's been an explosion in our numbers, so... not just the Indians, everyone in North America, but the Indian populations have gone up in huge numbers since the mid-1900s. And that, to me, and my research, is starting to correlate to the high number of sightings we're getting of Sasquatches, skunk ape, mountain devil, Jersey devil, Bigfoot, you name it. These large bipedal Sasquatch, Bigfoot creatures are being seen more and more and more, and even more so with people with their video smartphones and cameras. And I think we're within a few years we're going to get that.
Box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later.
So they're making a rebound in numbers too.
Oh, absolutely. You look at some of the reports, like Ohio, for example. I'm just blown away by the amount of people that are joining my Facebook group, Sasquatch Island, that are from Ohio. And then when I communicate with them in private message, finding out the reason why they're joining is because they had a sighting that happened 2 years ago, happened 20 years ago. But if you're seeing if we look at our sighting reports, especially here in the Pacific Northwest, we're getting sightings coming from all corners of the Pacific Northwest in all seasons, which was odd because we didn't really get very many summer sighting reports in British Columbia coastal area. But in the last decade, I'm seeing that number starting to go up considerably.
Do you think they migrate in the summer usually?
Absolutely. In my region, Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, and they go up into the high grounds. Here in Washington State, I'm at with my common law wife, my partner Peggy, in Kent, Washington, and communicating with the native tribe members around here and others. Because of my experience and what I need to ask, there is a definite migration right now up into Mount Baker, the Cascade Range, Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, Mount Shasta even here. So they're going up there for the high concentration of vegetation and rodents and fawn drops. You got your elk and your deer and your mountain goats going up for fawn drops in the meadows when the snow recedes, because that's where your lush vegetation is. And if a mother ungulate is going to produce a high volume of milk, she's going to need a high concentration of protein. And that's why they go up and fawn drop up there. Cougars, bears, they follow the fawn drops up to the alpines. So does Sasquatch. And that's where they spend the summer. And when the salmon start showing up in our shallow waters of our upper portions of our rivers, creeks, and streams, then the migration comes down. And that time period is around mid-August. They'll start coming off high ground, and you'll start getting reports in the salmon spawning areas, corn fields, apple orchards, cherry orchards, and so forth. And then all of a sudden, when winter comes and the salmon are gone, they head for the shellfish beaches. I explained in the last show.
Wow.
I think we got Barry now.
Barry, are you there?
What?
I don't hear him. Barry!
What the heck?
Do you think they fish like bear? Just with their hands? You think they just grab them?
Well, they have been known to grab native fishermen's nets, gill nets, tangle nets, and pull them to shore and pluck the fish out of there. So, they're smart. They fished with, there's reports of them, jumping into creeks that are filled with salmon, grabbing one in each hand and walking into the forest with them. So, yeah, they basically everything a human can do, they can do.
I'd like to see one fly fishing. That's a joke.
It's not fishing. That's as Indians. You look at us like as Indians. We don't go fishing. We don't support it. We go catching.
Yeah.
Just you guys like to go sit there and go to Cabela's and drop $1,500 so you can go fly fishing and maybe catch a fish or two, but you have to release them and you're using barbless. Us Indians use a big treble hook with barbs, and we go in there and throw it into 1,000 fish and yank, and then we got dinner in 10 minutes. That's fishing,
Nice.
catching.
Yeah. It's catching
And
to
the Sasquatch
eat is what
is
it is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Barely.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if you, because I got disconnected a couple of times. So, I'm back. Tom, this is Joseph. Okay, I'm the skeptic in the group here, but I'm not trying to get in arguments or anything like that. But I like to present different views, and I don't debunk, but I am skeptical. But I like the investigative aspect of it. Things.
So,
Tom,
so what you're telling me is you're silly.
Tom, what would you say to people who say, I would like to see some kind of picture where it's not fuzzy like that one, I forgot the name of the guys who took the famous picture of, was said to be Bigfoot from, was it the 70s, I think it was. Some people, especially with today's technology, with all the smartphones and other devices, and all these people in the woods and things, wouldn't we have sharper images of Bigfoot or Sasquatch? Excuse me, Sasquatch.
The main reason is everyone's so accustomed to open up National Geographic or going onto a website and looking at crystal clear pictures or seeing a post in social media of this perfect image of a grizzly bear feeding on salmon. Well, being a grizzly bear guide for ecotourism, before that I was a hunting guide, Safari Club International clients. But anyway, those perfect grizzly bear pictures or wolf pictures or eagle pictures, they take hundreds of shots. They scroll through, back in the 35 millimeter day area, they develop the roll and they'd sit there with a magnifying glass and look at the negatives. and 90% of them were bunk, garbage, blurry, hazy, this, that, overexposed, underexposed. And then they get out of 100 shots, 1 or 2 that they can submit to the National Geographic. That same thing takes place. It hasn't changed. When you grab your cell phone, this POs me to the max when I'm trying to get advertising pictures for my different things. And whoever's got my cell phone, my smartphone, they're sitting there jiggling away, pushing a button like they're pushing a button on a vending machine, and you know damn well that picture is going to be blurry, and they take one picture and that's it. No, you take 30 pictures, because out of that 30 I might be able to use 1 or 2. So everyone's got this whining, cry, bitch mentality. How come they're always blurry? Well, being a hunting guide who's been around grizzly bears for most of my adult life, you go out there with a camera and get me a picture of a grizzly bear, real crispy and clear with your smartphone and your video camera, and you try to be close to that thing. Well, if you only take 1 or 2 clicks, chances are going to be blurry. So the Sasquatch is the same thing. When you come across a Sasquatch in your close proximity without a telephoto lens to get a crispy clear picture, you're going to be so beeping scared you're going to be needing Depends, because you're probably either piddling yourself or you're pooping your drawers. It's one of the most humbling and scary situations a person can go up against, and that's being close proximity to this thing that looks like a human, but it's way bigger, way stinker, and if that thing eyeballs you, it shakes you to the core. So to these people that keep whining about blurry pictures, blurry that, get your fat butt off the couch and shut your computer off and get out to the bush where us real bushers handle, and then go to walk in our moccasins and take some crystal clear pictures. Then you got the right to talk, bitch, and moan. And I'm getting sick and tired of it.
I just had
all I
thought,
hear,
Tom.
whine.
What about those cameras like for hunters or even paranormal searchers where they have them like strategically placed where like it's motion censored and it takes a picture. Those are they're fairly sharp. They're not the sharpest. They're not like you said the National Geographic quality. But I personally haven't seen any Sasquatch or Bigfoot pictures like from one of those kind of. So what about those
game cameras? They're called game cameras.
They usually get smashed. Those cameras get smashed.
Cameras. Today I was watching a post that came up in social media of one of the rarer type of species of mountain gorilla, and all the young juveniles and the young females, they're going about their business, but you see them eyeballing where the camera is on this tree, this trail camera video, and then after about 5 minutes, the big silverback leader comes, and he's watching his troop, and he sees them looking at that camera. He sees that camera, and all of a sudden he charges the camera and he pounds his chest with that popping noise, and then he pulls off to the left and disappears out of frame. And the other one that's sitting there that sees this all take place, she looks at the video camera, and then that's the end of the 5-minute clip. And then you're hearing from people that are using trail cameras that they're eyeballing them, they're beating them. But I don't know why. I'm not a camera dude who knows, what are they seeing? The infrared beam or whatever? Are they picking up the electromagnetic pulse from the batteries? I don't know. And no, please
Maybe
don't
some
go
sound.
on this.
That is very interesting. That is very interesting.
Barry, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
There we go.
Yay! Tom, I had a question about the one video that I think is the most impressive for me, and I want to know if you think it's real. Is the Sasquatch with the little one?
Yeah, that's one I was just going to mention too. Yeah, I think that one's real. I do
too. I think it's incredible, and anybody that says there's not a crystal clear picture of one needs to see that. Just look at I don't know what it would be under, but it's on YouTube all over the place. And it's incredible. I mean, it leaves its child behind. It kind of looks at him, and then it picks it up and then darts across. And it's like looking at the person with the camera over the rock and the trees. It's incredible, I think.
I think before we end this, though, we got to, stand united. Like, I started a cause here on social media about 6 months ago that, we serious Sasquatch, Bigfoot researchers, we can't be putting up with this woo-woo stuff, all these alien traveling Sasquatch people and mind thinking and porthole jumping Sasquatches. It just doesn't equate. They're just critters. So a lot of the people I see that are, captains and leaders of, and, figureheads in the Sasquatch Bigfoot community, they followed what I did. They, we get our boots dirty out in the bush. We got the right to talk, say what we mean and mean what we say. And I've been saying it all along, you come on my group and you want to get woo on me, you get one warning. After that, I flush you and you're out of there. You're off my group. You're blocked from anything. You can't communicate with me because I got no time for the woo. The same thing with the bitchy, whiny moaner. They're sitting on a couch, got their bonbon candies in the dish in front of them and their big, huge 7-Eleven Slurpee, and they got the time to moan away about us people with dirty boots out in the bush getting blurry pictures. It's time for us to stand united and say, look, if you don't got nothing good to say, don't say a damn thing. And if you want to get a crispy picture, hey, guys like me and Olympic Project and Barry down in Nebraska, we're doing adventures, expeditions. We'll take you out. Yeah, it costs money. It's our businesses. But, if you want to bitch and moan, maybe you better walk in our muddy boots beside us there for a few hours, a few nights. And then you can go back to your laptop and your bonbons and whine about our blurry pictures. But we will get the crispy clear ones. And like that one you just mentioned, there'll be the people stepping up going, it's too perfect. It's too crystal clear. It was a setup. It's someone in a suit. Come on. We just got to tell them to shut that beep up. We've had it with you guys. That's what I got to say.
you better be careful, Joseph.
No, I'm not. Well, no. I'm not intimidated by anybody. But it's just.
I know.
It's just. I mean, just like you have the right to believe. What is wrong with wanting proof? Is that so bad? I don't understand why that's such a bad thing.
Because they're whining. Us Bushmen, they got to remember, that's what I tell people on social media pretty much daily. You got to remember, I'm a commercial fisherman all my life. I'm a Bushman. I'm an Indian. I've been around the rough and the tough in coastal British Columbia and elsewhere all my life. If you want to come in, bitch, whine, moan, complain, throw woo-woo down my throat sideways like the missionaries did with their Bibles, I ain't going to put up with it. And, it's like a grizzly bear or a Sasquatch. You go poke and prod them, they're going to turn around and they're going to do what they got to do. And, you don't do that. And Sasquatches,
Sorry.
Yep.
Can I ask this real quick, Tom? Because, okay, just like from your perspective, you want people to believe you and accept what you have to say. Plus, and I'm sure that you're suggesting that people, and I agree with you on this, Tom, that people should go out and find out for themselves. I'm a strong believer in the investigative aspect, even as a skeptic. So I commend you on that. But I noticed, and you're right about this, Tom. I've noticed there is a movement among some people who believe in Bigfoot. When I went to AlienCon in Silicon Valley last year, I forgot the name. It's like it's a Sasquatch television show. I forgot the name of it. And there's two guys who head it up. One is from Omaha. But anyway, they had 3 classifications of how people see Sasquatch/Bigfoot these days. One of them is kind of the more traditional, what you're talking about. The other two, I forgot one is, and the other one is like what you're saying, Tom. Kind of the more sci-fi / you're kind of getting more into the portal, the high tech Bigfoot. Bigfoot is an alien. So, like every other movement, it seems to be bifurcating and trifurcating to different movements. There are people who do believe possibly that. In fact, I talked to one online several months ago. He really believes that it's a possibility that Bigfoot, and he used the word Bigfoot, is actually more advanced than we're giving them credit for. I mean, he believes it just like you believe the way. So, so talking to me, Tom, as a skeptic, I don't have a dog in this fight. Why can't I believe what they believe, that Bigfoot is maybe some kind of alien, high advanced alien, but you have your belief about Sasquatch? I mean, I'm hearing two different things from different people. Are both of you guys right, or can you help me with that, Tom?
No, those other guys that are woo-woo, they're all wrong. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Barry,
what do you
think of that?
What's Barry's opinion?
Let Tom answer the question.
Okay.
Tom's watched them for a long time, so he got to see how they acted.
So you, the skeptic out there, is it true about these things called albino humans that have red eyes and white skin and no pigments? Yes or no?
Well, of course, albino people are real. But I have a friend who is albino. That's the difference. I've touched and talked to him, had a conversation with him. And plus, and it is documented, we see them on TV. I can't say that about Sasquatch. I can't. Now, with that said, I'm not a debunker of Sasquatch or Bigfoot. It's just, I think there's a possibility that there's some kind of, like I said this before, I'm trying not to beat a dead horse over and over, but and other times I've been on your show, Mike. But basically speaking, like with the deforestation that's going on in Brazil and other places throughout the whole world, where scientists are discovering different species, mind you, we're talking about smaller species, we're talking amphibians and bugs and whatnot. But just like because of those discoveries, because there are places even now that humans haven't gone to, because with the deforestation, we're finally seeing these other species. I think that is a possibility that there could be some kind of hominid out, especially out in the Northwest for North America, because it is so thick. The forests are so thick there. So there is a possibility. I'm not a debunker, Tom, but I'm just saying the albino analogy you're using, I've actually talked to an albino friend of mine and talked to him. I can't say that about Sasquatch. That is the difference.
I've never seen a albino human, but I've been into a lot of cities, and you know what? I totally believe that is true. It's a scientific fact. Albino humans exist because I've seen albino rabbits and a deer. So I believe you that you have a friend that has an albino who is an albino. But you see what I'm getting at?
He's a DJ.
See what I'm getting at? Albinos are true. They exist. Sasquatches are true. They exist. The woo side, I don't want to get in there because to me, I call it the mental Band-Aid. It's like when someone gets something traumatic happening to them, all of a sudden their mind blocks it out. You don't hear people standing there on street corners proclaiming that they were sexually abused or physically abused or mentally abused. They're proclaiming they're broke. They need money, give them some dollars, or they're in support of an environmental cause. But you see what I'm getting at? When you go through a traumatic situation, your mind comes in with a Band-Aid, whatever they call it, endorphins or whatever.
I agree.
And it helps you deal with the situation. And I think that's when these people all of a sudden go, oh my God, I saw a Sasquatch. And it jumped through this porthole and disappeared. No, what happened was they turned and put their tail between their legs, and as they're piddling themselves, they ran away from that situation. But their mind let them believe it jumped into an alien spaceship or a porthole. That's the mental Band-Aid. So all this woo-woo stuff I don't follow.
Do you dismiss it? Okay. Do you dismiss it outright, or do you think it's a possibility?
It's Walt Disney. It's BS.
Okay.
Imagination.
All right. I believe we have our drinking trigger word for the night, which would be piddling.
Piddling.
Does coffee?
All right, Tom. You know what to do.
Yeah. By the way, I got a piddle here pretty soon.
I did too.
All right, damn, I got to drink again now.
Hey Tom, I hope you don't take. I'm not. This is not personal. I hope you don't take it personally when I say that.
Oh, I do. I'm
I don't
headlock when I see you.
You're gonna piddle. You're probably gonna piddle.
I just have to. I just have to be honest. Like I said, there's a difference between debunking and there's a difference. Well, between debunking and being skeptical. I am skeptic, but I don't debunk. If I ran into people who. If I put it, it's hypothetical, but just so you can see where I'm coming from, Tom. If I ran into someone who said, "Oh, those stupid idiots who believe in Bigfoot and aliens and all those, they're so stupid," and I would say, "Now, hold on, now, it's, because physically speaking, with aliens or UFOs, the concept." No, I am just skeptic about that. I haven't seen it, but there is a possibility because you're talking about technology, traveling by technology. That is possible, not likely. But it's possible but to debunk it, say it never happened. How do you know? It's hard to disprove a negative, but I mean, until you have proof either way, then I guess that's where the agnosticism comes in. for me personally speaking. So that's where I'm coming from, Tom.
The Mossberg print showed us a Sasquatch in its footprint that had a very deformed foot. That was the specialists, the doctors, Grover Krantz, one of them, and I believe Meldrum looked at the cast afterwards and confirmed that it had a very traumatic injury why its foot was doing that. So if these things can jump in and out of spaceships and fly around in UFOs, then they have the medical technology never to have one of their Sasquatch brethren, family, ever have a deformed foot like that and have to suffer with that pain of that injury. So right there, that debunks them jumping in and out of spaceships.
Well, we have a lot of human beings right now, millions with deformities. And we have high technology to, we have 3D printing for limbs now.
All right, guys, we got to take a short break here. It's the bottom of the hour. And
I got to go piddle.
Yeah,
I have to piddle also.
Drinking.
That's 3 drinks, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Wolfman Mike, Jeff the Gray, Adam Shadow, and Darren, the man with 1,000 questions. Now join us as we explore the mysterious nature of our world. Igor, release the monsters from the dungeon. Crack some drinks and let go. Unwind, open your mind, just know. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
Psychics, mediums, ghosts, fireballs, lunar anomalies, Sasquatch,
UFOs. It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. 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 With Willie in Alaska. Our moral compass, Curtis Green. With Eric the Protector. And hugs from Apocalypse. The Angry Bob. And keeping it real with Stabby McHugs. Crack some drinks and let go. Unwind, open your mind, just know. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
remote viewing, rabbit toys, glowing orbs, lost treasures, Martian artifacts, the chupacabra, Debbie, Daily.
It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle, Monster Castle Paranormal Radio Show.
Story they did on it.
And might still be out piddling.
No, we're back.
Okay, good.
I don't have to piddle now.
I don't either. I just went. I piddled.
All right, everybody drink now, and then you have to piddle again.
So, Barry, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How did you meet Tom?
How did I meet Tom? we've kind of been around. We met through Mehmet.
I think that I was the actual catalyst to that, Darren.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just so weird when you know two people from two different places and you find out they're friends. That's great.
Well, it was your idea, Darren. You told me to get them together on a show, so
I did.
I tried
That's
to do
awesome.
that, and it worked.
I thought they would hit it off. I really did. It's awesome. Where are you going to take him next weekend?
Go ahead.
Where are you taking Tom next weekend? What are your plans for him? We want an update afterwards too.
All right. Well, are we on, or what's the deal? We still on break?
Nope.
Oh no, we're on the air right now.
We are back.
Oh, okay. Let me do this because I love it that we have a skeptic on. Go to KCAU channel 9, not channel, just 9 after KCAU 9, and type in brothers try to prove Bigfoot exists. You will probably see one of the clearest images. Now, I chimed in when Thomas and the gentleman was talking about, the alien and the skeptic. Go to that because there's an image on there that it's our image, and it's a face of an actual Bigfoot, and it's actually pretty clear.
Okay, I'm KC. Oh, AU. Okay, I put KC.
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
It down too, as he was talking.
News Channel 9.
Well, just KCAU 9 in Sioux City, Iowa.
Sioux City, yeah, I got
it. Type in brothers try to prove Bigfoot exists. And we actually show there should be a tree structure. There should be a footprint, and there should be his face.
Okay, let's find this.
I've had to go somewhere else where it's quiet, and I don't have access to my laptop right now, so I can't look at it right now.
You're the one we wanted to see it.
No. In all honesty, my stepson is here. He's autistic, and it's kind of hard for it's called echolalia. It's where you talk out loud to yourself. So,
sure.
Yeah. So, and I tried anyway. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. This is about you guys. You guys go ahead, please.
I'm having trouble finding it. Finding KCAU TV 9.
No, don't type in TV.
Oh, that's what it came up.
KCAU 9.
Here.
Anyway, while you're looking for that, I guess we can, proceed with whatever we're talking about.
I had a question for Tom.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm looking at your picture. Are those bear claws around your neck?
Yeah, it's a grizzly bear. I was a hunting guide for over 20 years, so that's one of the grizzly bears that I had to put down there in close quarters.
Is that just one bear, all those claws?
Yep, those are the front left and right paw.
Nice. That was a big bear.
Yeah, he was about 900 pounds, I guess.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun hunting them. I don't do it no more, though. My son's name is Gelaji Hunter Seawood. It means big grizzly bear hunter paddling towards a chief giving potlatch. He's 16 now, so before he's 18, he's going to have to shoot a black bear and a grizzly bear. And then he can make his choice whether he wants to join PETA or not. But for the time being, he has to go out and hunt and prove himself. And he's a bushman anyway, but he's looking forward to going out. And that's the next, probably be the last grizzly bear I'll ever hunt.
Wow. They're good eating, though, aren't they?
Oh, God, no. They taste worse than sea lion.
Really? Black bear are black bear pretty tasty? I've had black bear before.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you get one that's not close to a garbage cans or garbage dump, so you got to go far afield. And try to shoot a smaller one, like a 2 or 3 year old, after it gets away from mama. That's the one you want to get. Big, huge boar that you're going for, a big hide and big skull measurement. Oh God, they're nasty. They're tough and oily, and God, they taste nasty. Survival food.
Really? Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat bear. I don't know.
I've eaten
That's
bear
the
before.
Same as raccoons. I don't know. I like eating that either.
They must have removed it.
Yeah, it looks like they removed that picture, Barry, from SiouxlandProud.com. We can't find it.
Yeah.
It's not coming up.
I got two brothers on the hunt for Bigfoot right here.
Ah. What's that?
I'm just waiting for the pictures to come up. I think I might have found it.
Okay.
Pictures and videos collected have convinced them and others that Bigfoot exists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting for the pictures to come up.
I hope you guys find one next weekend.
Loading. Wow.
We're finding them. The trouble is trying to get pictures of them. You know, they're so good at camouflaging themselves and staying hidden.
Yeah.
What do you wonder? It was trying to put a damn
ad.
An ad was trying to pop through. Yeah.
How many times have you smelled them, but never saw them at all? But you knew it was there because of the smell. Tom?
Quite a few times. You usually smell them or hear them. Usually, I think it's when you smell them. It's I kind of believe it's like the primates that have the underarm scent glands and they release.
Musk.
I think that's a mechanism for them, sort of saying, okay, that's it, get out of here. I don't want you around. Usually they're generally, you hear them chirp or they'll throw something at you or they'll shake brush. I've never heard it myself, but I've heard reports in my region where they do like a gorilla and pound their chest.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
real.
How about you, Barry? How many times have you smelled them, but not saw them?
Well, I would have to say that's happened several times. If we're talking about eye glow, and if Wolfman, if you're reading that article, I talk a little bit about how many times I've saw them. If we're talking eye glow, I probably saw them over 100 times and counting. All areas are a little different. I think I told this the last time, or maybe another time before that. I had a 20-minute encounter. He was about, I always say 30, but after I saw how far 30 was, it was more like 15 to 20 yards, was the distance between us. We had a standoff.
Yeah,
is that old one?
Yeah,
he shot me.
Your brother Derek and you are both mentioned in this article. But I don't see the pictures. There's no pictures.
It's on the video.
Yeah.
The news clip.
Oh, okay. The news clip's here. The news clip is there. So I'll send a link to this page onto. I'll put it in the chat room and I'll put it on #47Talk and Twitter.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'll check it out when I go piddle next time.
Uh-oh, everybody drink again.
Yeah, I got my coffee.
Oh my God! Everyone's gonna be drunk again, Tom.
Oh God, I'm drinking tequila and Mountain Dew.
Nice.
That sounds like a great combo.
I'm drinking tequila and Diet Coke right now. Mountain Dew's better though.
Drinking coffee, espresso.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Have you guys ever found Sasquatch scat?
Yeah, I have. I have a couple of times.
Yeah, I've seen it in the abandoned native village in my tribe when I used to do the native tours there and be the watchman. We had a lot of bear activity, and then all of a sudden you'd be walking in the village in the morning and, all the blackberries, apple trees, crab apple, plum, and you'd see the pits and the scat all through there. And, sometimes I'd walk in and go, oh, looks like I got a grizzly bear visiting the village. And then sometimes it was like, ooh, wow, that's not a grizzly bear or a black bear coiler steaming away there. So, yeah, I've seen them.
Does it look like human feces or is it different?
It looked like a human coiler that he'd drop as he's just walking along.
Huh.
Not coiled.
Yeah.
It's, it's like big, huge salami broken up lying on the trail.
Is that the same thing with you, Barry? Barry?
What's that?
Would you confirm that? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah. In fact, we know exactly what deer and all that looks like. This one was it looked like a damn human took a shit out there.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, they're very human-like. I would imagine it looked like that. Interesting. Tom, are you going to get to your third sighting? You gotta tell us.
I didn't tell you the sea kayak camp one, did I? When it rolled a big boulder down?
No, I don't think so. Maybe that was the second one.
When my sister did like Jesus and tried to walk across the water, she got so scared. I didn't tell you that one, did I?
I think you might have, but let's tell it again.
Again.
Yeah, well, my sea kayak camp on Vancouver Island, when we built these 5 cabins there that are reminiscent of a West Coast native cedar longhouse, and we painted orca designs on the front, and that's where our sea kayakers would stay, and now we're using it for Sasquatch expeditions. And it was bring my kids there so we can just camp, have our nice little cabin and windows on the side and watch cruise ships and orca whales and humpback whales. And when we were building it, my work crew didn't tell me till sometime later that they found a footprint in the gravel down on the beach above the high tide mark. And I just said, it's probably some hippie kayaker paddling by and stopped down here. One of the guys looked at me and goes, "No, Tom, it was this big." And he put his hands up, and it looked like probably close to 20 inches what he was trying to describe. And I know that I kind of thought there's not that much shellfish beaches around here, so I kind of wrote it off that they were just seeing a bear track or something. But once the cabins were established and everything, we had a big tide come in. The tides fluctuate every day and every week. We had a big one come in, and it washed a bunch of big driftwood. In British Columbia, our beaches are covered in driftwood, and we're talking, stuff the size of cigarette packs right up to big monster logs that are 6 foot thick and 50 feet long. So I had all these big logs, and I brought my big Husqvarna chainsaw down, largest one they make, 36-inch bar on it. And I went through 2 tanks of gas cutting all this driftwood up, and my 2 crewmen were pushing the logs I cut up, the small pieces, getting it out of the way because we had a kayak group coming in a few days, and we needed the beach access. And my sister wanted to come out, and she's a concrete Indian. She's 10 years younger than me and grew up in the city, so I call her a concrete Indian. So she wanted to come be bushy like her brother. So we had her out there, and my dog, his name was, and Barry's going to like this, my Golden Lab Cross, his name was Land Claims Treaties Now. Everywhere he lifted his leg and went, "Piddle," we would claim it back. But anyway, Land Claims at this time was a 6-year-old bush dog, and he was trained to spin bears. So in other words, if I see a bear, I'd just go, "Land Claims, spin bear." And he'd go at the bear, and he'd chase it and spin it like it's chasing its tail. They're trying to get land claims off of their butt. That gave me enough time to get far enough away. I don't want to shoot every animal out there, So I'd get away from the bear or get in the boat, and then I'd whistle. And as soon as I whistled, land claims would come running, catch up with me without the bear. So anyway, he's a bush dog.
He spins when he sees the bear instead of points? Is that what's...
No. He goes after the bear and starts chasing its ass, and then the bear starts spinning, trying to get my dog, and he just keeps the bear spinning so I can get the hell out of there.
The bear spins. Okay.
Because you hear all the stories of people go out with those imitation dogs, those little Fifi mutts, and all of a sudden the dog goes chasing in the bush after noise or smell, and all of a sudden the big bear gets mad, chases the little Fifi Bichon Frise or Chihuahua dog back to the fisherman with his fly rod standing knee deep in the creek, and the dog hides between his legs. Well, what do you got? You got a 1,000-pound bear coming down mauling the fisherman now. So you got to teach dogs to be bush smart.
Are most bears afraid of big dogs?
No, dogs are as dumb as their master. So you got to teach your dog. And what I do is I teach them with other dogs how to spin. You know, you don't want to get them fighting, so I'd get him to spin the dog, and then he'd bring him up to spinning bears. So when you told your dog, spin bear, he knew his job. Run at the bear, get that thing running in circles, and then wait for the call or the whistle. And I say, you know, time to come. And then you'll come running down, jump in the boat, and I pull off the beach and take off. And,
oh, nice.
You know, now you got a live bear. You know, being a bushman, you know, anything like being an Indian up here in Canada, we have the right 365 days a year to hunt for food, social, ceremonial purposes outside of private property without permission and outside of federal parks. So basically 99% of Canada is open for us to food, social, ceremonial harvest. Anything comes within 20 yards of me or 20 feet of me and it's aggressive, it becomes food, social, ceremonial real fast. I don't care what it is. I'm going to punch lead in it and drop it.
Sure.
So, you know, I don't want bears coming at me. You know, I got no reason to shoot them. So anyway, I teach my dog, and that's what he was done. He was trained for. So after I finished cutting the logs and I finished burning out my tank of gas, I put the saw down. I'm all hot and sweaty, and I told one of the younger crew, grab me a Pepsi from the cabin. So he went and grabbed one, and when he was in there, he saw some mouse, so he jumped real loud, scaring the mouse out of because that was our kitchen cabin. And, you know, he's just horsing around. He's a young teenage pup. And then all of a sudden, this 2 trees up on the bank, about 20 feet above where my cookhouse was, just started shaking like you see those ghost movies, paranormal movies, when those spooks or those ghost creatures start shaking real fast like a human couldn't. Well, that's what these 2 trees are doing, and then all of a sudden this big boulder come rolling down. Well, I looked at land claims. I'm like, land claims, get it. He goes running up the bank, and he gets up to the 2 shaking trees and doing his job. He looks behind the tree, and all of a sudden he just looks at me, and he just sprung on all fours and flew off that 20-foot bank, hit the ground, and there was this a golden lab streak go barreling by me, and he jumps into the duck punt we had on the beach. We had 2 dinghies on the beach, and my 32-foot, 12-passenger water taxi tour boat anchored at the anchor buoy in the middle of the bay. And, you know, right away I'm thinking, no, my dog don't do that. So I look back up, and the tree's still shaking. And then I'm taught, you don't just look at, you know, what's going on. You got to do a 360-degree spin. At that point, it was a 180 spin I had to do, look behind the cabins. And as I'm scanning to my right, there behind my cabin, about 70 feet away, is this big, huge Sasquatch in the V of 2 trees, standing just inside the branches. And I look at him, he's looking at me, we eyeball lock each other, and the first thing that came to my mind was, gee, his eyes kind of look like the shape of pierogies. That's the first thing I thought of, because his eye shape was a little different than a human. And then all of a sudden, you just see the muscles in his neck all start tensing up and the tendons showing, and then he just, boom, his lips open up, and he's got this big white, brown, toothy grimace looking right at me. I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, holy, that thing's big. And I look at my crewman, get my gun. And he's like, your gun's out in the boat. He doesn't know what I'm looking at. I'm like, well, get me something. Get me an axe. Get me a machete. And he's digging around, looking under the cabin for an axe. And he finds a machete. And my sister, she's like, get me the hell out of here. And she turns and the tide down. All that driftwood that's at the high part of the beach and the stuff I cut up is all floating in about 4 feet of water. Well, she looked like Jesus Christ trying to walk on the surface of the water going over those things. And she's this freak. And I'm like, you guys get in the dinghy and get out to the boat. And I'm kind of be calm. And I'm telling my sister, slow down. You're going to break your leg. And I get into the dinghy where my sister and my trembling dog are both sitting there giving me looks like, get us the hell out of here. And we have a line going from the beach to the stern of my boat to keep the bow pointing into the waves coming into the bay. And my sister starts pulling that. Well, the dinghy we're in is one of those rectangle duck punts, and it's about 8 feet long. Well, she's pulling it sideways, and it's almost flipping. And I'm like, tell her, slow down, let me spin this thing around. And she's just freaked. And we get to the boat, and the dog jumps on. Before we're about 5 feet from my swim grid, and the dog just bails out of the duck punt, jumps on the swim grid, runs across the deck, through the open door. I get on the boat with my sister, and I jump on board, and I go walking through the 12-passenger cabin to the cuddy cabin up front to grab my 338 Seiko in its gun case. I get in there, bend down to grab my gun, and there's my big, brave, fearless land claims bush dog trembling and shaking, looking at me like, get me the hell out of here, boss. And I get the gun, and I go outside and start the motors on the way through, and the two boys are on there, and one of them's a Dutch boy. He was my sea kayak guide. And he's whimpering and crying and tears coming. He's just freaked. And then all of a sudden you heard that big roar. And my sister's like, just a little concrete Indian streak as she runs into the boat, goes screaming at me to get her out of there. And so we dropped the anchor line loose, and we got out of there. And I'm like, oh, we'll just go around the corner and we'll go tie up in that bay next door. My sister's like, oh, bloody way, you get me out of here. So I would get out into the middle of Johnson Straits, and it's blowing 35 westerly in the evening breeze, we call it. There's a big ebb tide happening. We got about 8 miles to get to Sayward, my home port, and it's notorious for the ebb tide with a big west wind. They just get these monster tide rip waves, and I'm just like, we can't go to Sayward. It's just not safe before dark. So I had to go across the channel to a dock that's at Little Homestead on the mainland, and that's where we ended up staying. A woman that ran the post office, Homesteader, older lady, good friend of mine, she offered the bedroom of her daughters for my sister, and there's no bloody way my sister wasn't going to leave the boat. She said, I'm sleeping with you close to that gun, she goes. In all honesty, that was 2006, and she's told me she's never camped out of a public campsite where there's a lot of people, and she has no intention of going out the bush again. She got scared white that day.
Wow. And they all knew it was a Bigfoot right away.
Oh, God, yeah. When he heard that thing scream, back hairs and your neck stood up. That thing was PO'd. He did not want us there.
How long before you went back?
Oh, I went back the next day. After I got rid of my sister, I went back in with my two crew and a couple other buddies of mine. We lit that thing up like World War III. We went in with 12 gauges, 338, 375 H&H I was packing that one, and with my 338 slung over my shoulder. And I had my young crewman who didn't shoot, and he was carrying my 12 for me. We went in there and lit that place up. I let them know on the way in, I was drinking, I had bottles of water, and I was just gacking back the water because it's about an hour drive from Sayward by the logging roads into my camp. And when we got there, we were walking all around the perimeters, lighting it up with shots and flares, and I was peeing all over the place. I was basically just staking my claim. I was letting them know, okay, you scared me out of here because of my sister yesterday, but now I'm back, and I'm peeing in my corners here. This is my turf. You're not welcome. And after that, we never had any problems with him.
Nice. Did you see any tracks from where he was or anything? Any other sign?
Oh, yeah. But you couldn't pour them or anything. It's not that I did plaster with me. I had no intent of getting pouring or anything back then, but you could see the indentations in the moss inside the trees and everything. There was some major tree breaks. There's actually, if you go to Sasquatch Island, there's a picture of me with a camouflage colored vest on, and I'm standing by a tree snap. That's right at the camp, and that was fresh when I seen it that day. There was, I think we recorded 6 tree snaps all around my camp that next day when we went in there.
How big was the boulder it rolled down?
It was about, I guess, perspective wise, size of a dining room table for 8. It was a good size.
It's huge. 1,000 pounds and more.
4 of us couldn't move it. We tried.
Really?
Yeah.
4 men couldn't move it.
Yeah. And one of them was a big, huge logger named Walt. He's a big, tough bugger. He's a big Norwegian. He's built like a brick shithouse.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine how strong they are then.
Well, if you compare chimpanzee, they're amazingly strong. If you look at size perspectives, like I remember when I was bugging a monkey at Mexico one time, and I was all half snapped on tequila, and I had to piddle. Take a drink, boys. And there's this monkey hanging around the bar table, so I thought I'd be, tease him back. Well, that bloody monkey got pretty annoyed. He jumped on my lap, and he grabs my collar and my shirt, and he's freaking out, and I'm trying to grab this monkey and rip him off me, and this thing's only about 2 feet high. And all of a sudden, he grabbed me by my bottom lip, and he's just pulling, and he's trying to bite me, and I got him by the neck, and then finally ended up just smacking his head 3 times against the what do you call it, wooden post in the bar there on the beach. Threw him, and I couldn't believe it, how tough that little bugger was. And he even came back. He wanted to go at me a second round, and I started throwing beer bottles at him.
It's a good thing we always have beer bottles around.
If I looked at the size of that little monkey and what I did, like, he scared me. That thing was tough.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it afterwards. That monkey couldn't weigh more than 24 pounds. Now, you take a 500 or a 600 pound Sasquatch. There's no way you're going hand to hand with that SOB. He's going to snap you or pop your head off like anything.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, you know what? It's the top of the hour again, so anyone might have to take a piddle. Now's your time to go piddle. We'll be right back, folks.
Get Barry going because he wants to go out. He's got to go somewhere tonight. Get Barry on.
He's got to come on. Barry will be up with his breaking news story next.
Come and take my hand. We're gonna go to a far off land, a land of ice and snow. It's a place where we can go, club baby seals. God, you love the way it feels when you club a baby seal. The power trip is so unreal. We will drink some beers, sit back and watch some drowning polar bears, relaxing while we wait for the seal to take our bait. Then we'll club the baby seals. God, you love the way it feels when you club a baby seal. The thrill of the kill is so unreal. Quiet now, there's a seal over there. Grab your club and slowly get near. Raise it up and don't let go. Give his tiny head a fatal blow. Just club the baby seal. Just club the baby seal. Club the baby seal. The baby seal. Just club the baby seal. You love the way it feels if you club that baby seal. We'll have our fun, then return home, so tired from the land we roam. But one more stop along the way. Piping clovers taste like chicken, they say. Club the baby seals.
All kinds of colors, and they spin round, round, and those creatures, that was just wheels in the sky, wheels within wheels, all giant. I saw wheels in the sky, I saw lights, and they were spinning, wheels in the sky. There is only one source that can have wheels in the sky, wheels in the sky. There's one type of wheel in the sky, period. Ezekiel chapter 1, wheels in the sky, and nothing else.
This is the Monster Castle Paranormal Radio Show. We explore the paranormal phenomenon with researchers and skeptics from all walks of life and beyond. Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. Visit our website at monstercastleparanormal.com.
All right, and we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is time for Barry to give us the breaking news. All right. I cannot wait. We got to give you this introduction. Monster Castle News, and we have breaking news with Barry Webster.
Barry.
Yeah, this is Barry.
All right.
Hey, this is Barry. I'm up now. I was actually laying down listening to you guys dozing off, so I'm awake now. Kind of getting ready here. I got a group I'm taking out tonight, so I'll try to make this quick and hopefully it's exciting to you guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, again, I don't know how much Tom or if Tom's mentioned anything at all.
No, he said to take your lead.
Okay, good. Thank you, Tom. You know, the old saying, you know, things happen for a reason. And I think that's what happened in our case. You know, God willing, you know, again, this is a very, we looked at it down here in Nebraska, or our team looks at it as what we'd call a strategic alliance. We're next Friday, we will be meeting. Tom is flying in, him and his wife, partner. They're flying in to meet us down here, and we couldn't be more excited about that because we're teaming up to talk about and to do the contract, make sure it's a win-win for everybody. But we're teaming up to do. I'll say this, Tom, that all kinds of projects. So we're excited about them coming down. What we see it as, and I said strategic because, you know, you have what everybody in Indian country would say it was waiting. People were waiting for this to happen. Darren, I think you guys made mention of it. That wow, we know each other, and it's time. You know, we're gonna venture out with Tom, their production company, and we're gonna produce a documentary / whatever we dream up and put in the contract. So we're excited about it. Again, we couldn't be any happier. You know, we have tremendous faith and trust in Tom and what they do. And, you know, I think we can put this to rest. In fact, we've already put it to rest. We just, you know, I'm not worried about who's still a skeptic and, you know, because you guys can stay stuck in the mud, so to speak. You know, we're moving forward with our research, and we feel like this new partnership with Tom and his group is something that was a dream. So we're excited about it, and you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I want to hear what happens.
Oh,
we're gonna.
Is awesome, Nebraska, man. Barry, is that? I'm calling from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Wow.
Okay.
Where are you, Barry?
You should go down.
Yeah, you guys got to hook up. Barry will show you a bloody Bigfoot, man. He will show you Sasquatch. You get him and sneak out at night real quiet, and you'll have and you're gonna piddle your pants.
I wish that were true, but trust me, it's more likely a bear I'll run into because those are real.
Oh, come on, open your mind. Just go for a stroll.
No,
just go down.
It's open your mind when you see it. You know, and
go down.
But Barry, is he still there?
Yeah.
Hey, Barry, you mind me asking, where in Nebraska are you?
I'm on the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska reservation here in Mason, Nebraska. If you're in Lincoln, you're probably maybe 2 hours from me.
How about that? Small world. You guys
wow, isn't that strange how I just out of the blue asked you onto the show tonight?
It is
not
weird.
Knowing you guys are like neighbors.
Geographically speaking, yeah. Basically we are. Well, Lincoln is well, it's just off the Missouri River. Omaha's right on the river, but anyway, that's pretty awesome.
Would you ever consider going?
Yeah, that's cool because I know you're a Husker fan too, right?
No, I don't do sports. I'm into science fiction. I'm a geek. I'm into Star Wars, Star Trek, and things like that.
Woo woo.
Oh, I see.
I said you're silly. I was right. I'm just kidding.
You should go over there.
I don't have the opportunity to do it. If it were like a month ago, I probably would have been able to. I can't right now. So,
Yeah.
But that'd be awesome. I will definitely look for it. That'd be pretty cool. Say, Barry, can I, real quick, guys, can I ask this? Have you ever, I'm assuming you've been to Lincoln, Barry?
Yes, I have. In fact, my daughter lives down there. I got one of my team members that lives down there, so I've been to Lincoln plenty of times. I got my degree from University of Nebraska.
Okay, well, for those who don't know, Lincoln's it's a big college town. We're about just shy of 300,000. So we're kind of a small big city, if you will. So so just to give you a feel. Well, have you heard of? So then you would know about Wilderness Park. Then you know what I'm talking about, right? It's basically everyone. Okay. I like to call Wilderness Park kind of Lincoln, Nebraska's Central Park, and I've been to Central Park in New York City. Of course, there's a big difference. In Central Park, it's right in the middle of New York City. Wilderness Park, it runs basically in the southwest quadrant of Lincoln, Nebraska, and it is a very wooded area. It's the closest thing to a forest that we have in the Lincoln metro area. Well, it's a lot of mosquitoes, by the way, so you want to be careful you visit there. Now, I mean, of course, given that Wilderness Park is in a pretty relatively, it's a city, about 300,000 people. So one would speculate that, say, a Sasquatch or Bigfoot or something, a hominid of that nature would be a bit too busy, even in a wooded area like Wilderness Park. So I don't expect to see, even if a Sasquatch exists, I don't expect to see one in Wilderness Park or even Central Park in New York City, where I've also visited as well, because it's just too urban. So that's why I'm saying that if there are any Sasquatch or Bigfoot or such, I would think that would have to be somewhere like the Northwest region, specifically North America, other parts of the world, of course. Of course, you have big cities out there, but you have such a huge geographical swath of forest out there.
I got
so
Nebraska.
I don't know what you guys think, Barry, Tom, and everybody else. What you guys think about that?
Oh, I think they're everywhere.
That's a great question, actually. What is the nearest sighting near a city that you guys have heard about?
Right in
Is that for everybody?
Dude, they walked right into their reservation. Right, they were there. They were right wandering around in the houses.
Tom was
throwing things at the buildings.
Vancouver Island, I found we have a city called Duncan where it has Sasquatches habituating the humans, where there's a bottle picker native guy, and he told me that he has to whistle when he gets close to a Chinese restaurant after the weekend buffet smorgasbords, because he wants to get to the dumpster because the owners put out big bags of pop cans and bottles and that for his collecting. And when he whistles, it's so that when he gets close to the dumpster, that Sasquatch will bang it, boom, or make a noise, letting the human know that I'm in the dumpster right now. And he said it was a tall, skinny one that looked old and sickly. But he kind of figures it's dead now, and what that was it's right in the downtown. Like when you go up the Vancouver Island Highway, you drive right by this Chinese restaurant before you get on this bridge, and here there's a Sasquatch coming out and dumpster diving for chop suey and chow mein, I guess. And it's a human has to wait his turn to get his bottle.
I'll be darned.
And then we got him looking in windows in all our Indian reserves and outside of Indian reserves on Vancouver Island. So, there's a reason why I started calling it Sasquatch Island. It's the highest concentration of wood Sasquatch carvings on Earth throughout Vancouver Island, but made by the natives and chainsaw carvers. You see them everywhere. Even downtown Seattle and Vancouver have carvings of Sasquatch called Junaqa. And most people don't realize that. And I started calling, Vancouver Island Sasquatch Island. But now with the Facebook group, it's gotten so popular that I'm coining the indigenous people of North America, calling North America Turtle Island for thousands of years since the dawn of our creations. I'm now calling it Sasquatch Island. It's just for, what I'm doing. And, I'm so honored that I've been, my wife and I have been asked and invited by Rez Squatchin, Barry, and his team to go to Nebraska, and I'm just stoked. I hate airplanes. I'm going to be.
I'm so excited.
Man. Just
You
wear
have
a
to
tinfoil.
let
Hey,
Before I get on that plane, I'll tell you that much.
just wear a
Hey,
crystal
what
pendant
date is this? I
headband.
really would like to meet you guys, if that's a possibility.
Next weekend.
Seriously.
It's next weekend. It's next weekend.
Next weekend?
Joseph. Yes.
This is Barry's
Well,
turf.
maybe
One of
behind the
Barry's
scenes we can direct message each other.
Yeah. No, excuse me. This is Barry. What's your name again?
It's
the Lincoln guy.
It's Joseph Moore, Joseth with a T. It looks like Joseph, but you replace the P with a T. So Joseph, and then Moore, Moore. I do. I have two Twitter accounts. I have the official one, Joseph Moore. I have that. I don't do much there. I just post my science fiction books and my paranormal ebooks, and I don't touch it very well, because I want to just kind of keep it clean. And then I have what you hear Wolfman Mike every now and then. He'll call me Master Mastaba. That's where I can play around a bit, where I talk a lot of politics and I kind of goof around with Star Wars and things. So I do a lot more with that, and I have more followers on the Master Mastaba, and Mastaba has an H at the end of it. So
He's our
at
show
Master
skeptic.
Mastaba.
He's our skeptic and our atheist.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Not a debunker,
here's
though.
what I want to tell
No,
you.
just- not a
Here's what I
debunker,
want to
just for
tell you.
clarification, okay?
I have a team member. What's that background noise?
Go ahead.
Bobby
keep
ain't on
going.
here, is he?
Could
Go ahead.
Could have been ghosts.
No. That was me opening my car door. So it's, because it's quiet in my car right now.
Okay.
I got
Hey,
an article.
Joseph,
Hey, Tom.
What I want you to do
Oh,
is
okay. Go ahead first.
join our page, Res Squatching Research Community, and then I want to hook you up with one of my team members down there. His name is Richard Stoll. This Saturday he has a group out of I'm not sure where they're all coming in from, but he has 14 people coming to Lincoln, and he's going to give them a tour of his area and the things that he's been investigating down there. He's got some stick structures, tree structures. He's got an area that he's investigating right now in Lincoln. He talks about, this Salt River, or there's a lot of salt down there. And in fact, we have been invited to Lincoln to investigate and ask one of these Bigfoots to leave this old lady alone. Apparently, he's been harassing her down by a creek bed down there somewhere, and we haven't been able to hook up. But I would like to hook you up with Richard Soul, because he's doing something Saturday, and you're more than welcome to come up and meet Thomas and I, and I will make you a believer.
No, that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not about being believed to me. But anyway, how do you spell his last name so I can look it up?
Soul, S-O-U-L-E, Richard Soul. He has no image in there.
Okay, I thought you said
But you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have a picture
Hey,
of
don't
himself.
worry. You know what? I'll hook you up with Barry's email and his Facebook after the
Okay,
show.
that'd be
anyway.
great, Mike.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll give you his number and everything, so you guys can hook up after. I got an article here, and this is have scientists proved Bigfoot is real? Team unveils results of 5 years research, and they say they have his DNA. Trying to get a date. Okay, October. That's kind of old. October 2013. Wonder what happened with that.
Is that from Moogs?
Sorry.
This is from. They did an actual. Holy shit! There's pictures here. Sasquatch. Where is it? Dr. Melba Ketchum.
They spent over 500,000.
Yeah,
There's
some
footage
people
here.
that-
They got footage here. Video footage of a female Sasquatch sleeping. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. You got to be very cautious with that one. It's basically 50-50. I'm going to stay on the fence on this one because I haven't really researched it yet. But there has been some negative traffic on that posting and the DNA analysis and everything. So that one, I just let it stew a bit longer and cook itself through to see what happens at the end.
Isn't there some?
Did they not have results yet for the DNA? I think they did, actually. I remember hearing this now. It was found to have human DNA as well as an unknown strain of hominoid.
Yeah, I heard that too.
See, one of the things that I wanted to say with this union, I guess you could say that's about to happen with Barry and his team, with Peggy and I with Sasquatch Island, HamumuAdventures.com. This is unprecedented where two different North American Indians from so far away. We have the Rocky Mountains separating us, and states and a province and an island channel, and here we are going there. You know, we've sat back as Indigenous people, and you know, we just basically roll our eyeballs and shake our heads and discuss.
Like salary, privileges you're going to get, how you're going to be respected, whether you're going to be promoted.
One second,
there's lots of things going on beyond that.
John Mack,
tenured professor at Harvard. Because he takes UFO abduction reports seriously and engages with those people, Harvard tried to fire him. Thank goodness for Danny Sheehan.
All right.
Who fought that trial.
I'm going to go live with the concert. Contacting the desert.
We had this subspecies, to use the terminology of Stanton
I got
Friedman,
a live feed
experiment, and this led to
from Contact in the Desert. Oh yeah.
And again, I concur with Danny Sheehan.
So I'm going to let that rip.
So yes, there is a situation when we were working with the classification of Mariner 9 documents on quote-unquote pyramidal objects on Mars. We could not publish, Desiree and I, in scientific publications. We had to go to Germany. We had to go to Brazil and Mexico to publish. No one would take the evidence, even though it was there marked with NASA official documentation. There's a site that I love researching and checking into that nobody here mentioned tonight. I've talked to I think everybody here, I've mentioned this, but nobody mentioned it tonight. Karahunj, right?
Well, that's in Armenia.
That's Jason Martinez. That's in Armenia.
That's the Armenian Stonehenge.
The Armenian Stonehenge, maybe 3,000 years older than Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Astronomical alignment.
Right.
Very, very sophisticated, beautiful.
Keep going, Graham. Okay, there you go.
No, I mean,
wow.
It happened that I'd done a couple of research trips to Armenia, and you know, there's huge megalithic culture all over Armenia, ancient petroglyphs. You know, I think we're just beginning to scratch the surface of our past. I used the phrase species with amnesia in Fingerprints of the Gods back in 1995. I think it still holds.
You're worse than me, bro.
This is the problem. We've forgotten our past. It's been obscured and hidden beneath layers of later stuff. And now we live in the time when we're going to recover that. That's why I talk about a paradigm shift. We are going to recover the past. There's more, and it's connected to a wider awakening. It's connected to a realization that humanity has actually been brainwashed by the powers that be. We live in an incredibly mind-controlled society where every action and every thought is programmed. It's a very dangerous situation. Very
Is that okay, Eric? Can I do that?
Thank you. The
please.
fundamental principle of adult sovereignty over consciousness is even invaded by that horrible, evil enterprise called the war on drugs. You know, we have an awakening going on, and part of that awakening is to do with the ancient past.
Hey, man.
The realization that we've been sold a billion
I'm
Discord already. Our past.
What?
And I believe if we recover the past,
I talked
to for a half hour all around the
Okay,
world.
anyway, I'm broadcasting live footage from Eric Contact in the Desert right now.
Society that I
Can you hear it?
100% wrong.
Daughter just graduated from
Andrew.
PhD.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna continue with that thought. I was gonna go somewhere else, but
that's Jimmy Church. Eric's there. Everyone's there, man.
That was strong.
It's a good idea. It's not good.
There was a connection to consciousness and ourselves, and
it's live, man. I'm broadcasting live footage from Contact in the Desert right now.
That have completely gone, and we've forgotten.
Okay, I'll turn it down for.
Can they hear me?
No, they can't hear you.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm on the Discord, so just add me on there.
Oh, okay. I'll go to Discord.
Disconnected with consciousness. Huh? Everybody here agrees. We're on that page today.
We need to advertise this.
Records were interrupted. We got knocked.
Oh, Joe's being so funny tonight.
12,800 and 11,600 years ago. It was a massive accident that happened with the race, and we forgot.
Did you hear Debbie's show last night?
Brain damage as a result of it.
Well, if you remember when
I have no idea.
The rediscovery of Egypt.
I don't really care about that. We're broadcasting live right now, dude. I don't want to talk about her show. We're broadcasting live right now.
Nobody spoke Egyptian. Nobody could read hieroglyphics. Nobody.
Everyone can hear you. You're live on the air right now.
Nearly instantaneous.
I asked you just a second ago.
No, I thought you meant can they hear you like Eric and them at Contact in the Desert. That's what I thought you meant.
I meant everybody that is.
No, you're live on the air.
Okay.
I suppose you just got to put ourselves in the same position that if we underwent a cataclysm in the future, and us who experience an urban life on a regular basis, and we're suddenly in a position where we cannot continue our normal lifestyle, and we're just surviving, foraging, surviving, killing each other, and well, hopefully not me, but you would easily lose that knowledge very quickly. And as Graham pointed out in his lecture yesterday, I mean, the people who are going to survive this are going to be the indigenous peoples who are living in remote areas, parts of the world, who don't actually have the technology in the first place.
The meek will, in fact, inherit the earth.
Yeah, no doubt. Robert, why do we have amnesia? Why have we forgotten ever? Why are we fighting about knowledge of our own past? Because we've just forgotten about it. Why do we have amnesia?
I think we got too busy. Yes, we're totally overwhelmed with the complexity of life that we don't have the time and the openness.
Cell phones and computers.
Today, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, we, as a human race, have the same questions. We've managed to work out a lot of things. We've learned a lot about the cosmos. We've learned about physics, biology. We've got aeroplanes. We've landed on the moon, but we haven't tackled the fundamental questions. Basically, where do we come from? What are we supposed to do on this planet? Who are we? And what happens to us when we die? I think these fundamental questions have been ignored for quite a long time. And what interests me with especially the ancient Egyptian culture is that it seems to have been the focus of their attention. They were very into trying to deal with these questions. And what we see is a legacy of this. So to me, trying to understand the past and discovering ancient cultures is the great possibility that some of these questions were tackled, and they seem to let it, especially the Gizeh copies. I mean, we keep saying this, but this is an enormous project that demanded the highest of motives, and they tell us, in no uncertain terms, at least in the Bible text, that they knew what happened to us after death. And I think this is the thing that intrigues me with the past and the ancient Egyptians. We've forgotten to ask the questions. We don't ask the questions anymore.
We don't. Thank you for that. We just don't. We're closing in on the edge here, but before we get there, JJ Desiree, with your research into music and tones and harmonics and us and the megalithic structures out there and what could be going on there, but you're going to are researching this again. You're trying to discover this again. Why have we forgotten about it? Why do we have this amnesia?
It is clear the ancient philosophers and theologians and poets spoke about the fall or the separation of the human race from that of the gods, but there are also, as clearly as we are discussing now, a second fall of consciousness itself, so we do not even recognize the language of the hieroglyphic patterns. It is very clear that in the pyramids we have sophisticated processing technology and materials on various high scales of application, extremely high precision with reference to constellations, and also ultra-high scale of buildings and monuments. So this is clearly out of the bounds of even the human conceptual pattern as taught in our major universities. So we have, again, a helping hand, I believe, in the indigenous cultures, and we have had remarkable experiences with the elders who have shown us underground tunnel systems in Brazil, in the Andes, where they claim there are artifacts of the higher architects, and that information will be forthcoming. In essence, we're going to see a worldwide map of the greater evolutionary process of which we once spoke.
Right, so what was the knowledge of the ancient Egyptians, and these are prehistorical Egyptians? Well, Baval said they understood the afterlife, or they at least looked towards that. And one of the things we know from the videos that had come out with John Anthony West is that they looked towards Orion, and they consider that like the father of the gods, or Osiris. What's interesting is in Mexico, they also saw Orion as the father figure, and they also looked to the Pleiades, and there were key constellations, and I believe Nafta, and there's also stone circles in Australia we've been in, and all over the world.
South Africa, so all over the world the Orion model appears, and so this is not just an isolated model. Egypt is really the linchpin of bringing together all of the other cultures in a type of flexible map and design of evolutionary high points.
So we also feel that there's been a shift on the planet. Some of the research we've done with Russian scientists, and Kashashev and Trofimov, if you want to research those names, have looked at certain magnetic...
Oh, Eric, Darren, you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. John Carmen made it down to the desert with Eric.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's there right now, man.
Yeah, I gave him Eric's number.
I'm just going to mute us and let this play for a little while, though, eh?
I think that's a good idea. The sound's coming through pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that Graham Hancock? Is that who's on
yeah,
there?
Yeah, Graham Hancock, Jimmy Church, Robert Schock.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm going to let it play. I'm just going to let it play.
Omega, from the beginning of information
It's live.
we had in the past. Now
I get it. Is it from Eric?
Yeah, he's broadcasting it live, yeah. So I'm using his feed.
But it's changing, it's shifting now, and we're all part of that.
Wow, thank you for that, Desiree.
This is awesome. Good job.
And especially with North America, man, we've forgotten everything, and it's in our...
I don't know if Karen's going to get back to me. I got to check my messages, and I'm kind of busy right now, so I'm just going to let this play. I'm going to come off of here, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want me to hang out here, or do you want me to be on Discord?
It don't matter. I'm going to hook into Discord in a minute.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm going to shut this Skype down for now and let this just play on its own, and
Okay.
I'll get
I'll
back
be in
to you soon.
Discord.
Okay. Right on.
If we go back to the last century, a very famous psychoanalyst many of us haven't heard about, named Velikovsky, wrote two very important books. The first is World in Amnesia, and another was the Collision, Worlds in Collision. And Velikovsky wrote that as a result of a comet bombardment that pretty much wiped out the planet, that the memory of that was so traumatic that we lost our memory. I think there's some parts of that that are true, but I think that at the heart of the amnesia is the brainwashing that we as a society have undergone. And this is, I agree, a great opportunity in human history to overcome that, because everywhere we look,
it seems the science.
Carl Warburger is the speaker.
Free fall. The traditional paradigms of, and we can debate whether archaeology is a
He's
science.
going to be on
or
our
not.
show, Quantum Hologram Matrix, soon, by the way.
But many of these sciences are in free fall because of the new information, the evidence that's emerging. So at the end of the day, to overcome this brainwashing, and Velikovsky was very specific, we need re-education. And that is to say that in all of these areas that my colleagues are so well versed, we need this information in the elementary schools, in the junior high schools, in the high schools, in higher education. Mostly we need open-minded and fair-minded evaluations of the evidence. So I'm quite hopeful that we're going to overcome our amnesia.
Carl for president, right? Okay, we're here at the end. So before we get to there, Robert, I'm going to give you the last word on this, and I hope that you come out for the 4th time tonight.
Oh,
can you do that for us?
I don't know. If I can come out, I guess I can come out.
Just fully come out.
Yeah, come out. Well, I want to say something about Velikovsky, because we were talking about conspiracies before, and if there was not a conspiracy against Velikovsky,
There's more coming,
I don't
guys.
know how
After
you
this,
define
we
a
have more.
conspiracy, because there is an absolute conspiracy against him among the academics. They threatened not to buy textbooks from his publisher. Everyone knows about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so there was a real conspiracy there, and nothing has changed since then, as far as I'm concerned.
Worlds in collision, right?
Yeah, worlds in collision, yeah, exactly. And that ties in with several issues that we're talking about here. There was, I'm absolutely convinced, and there evidence is there, there was something catastrophic that hit at the end of the last ice age. We know this geologically, and that wiped out this earlier cycle of civilization. I believe personally that at the very end, it was solar events, and I've talked about this, but there was definitely something that occurred there, and I think whatever occurred was also psychological, but also affecting our electromagnetic environment, something that's already been touched on, and really changed consciousness. And I wouldn't have said this, so I guess I'm coming out for the 4th time.
Well,
I wouldn't have said this
right.
few years ago even, but we are affected by these things, and as we are affected by the cosmos, we are affected by changes in our environment, and this ties in with something that Robert Bauval was talking about, which is the questions that are asked and the things that are considered important and one is dealing with. And we have been plagued recently, when I say recently, the last 100 years, maybe the last 150 or 200 years, by this rampant materialism. And I'm not just talking about materialism in the sense that people want more and more money or goods, but also in the sciences, where if it isn't physical and material and you can't touch it and measure it, then it doesn't count. And that is absolute nonsense. So you really, there are a lot of things going on between conspiracies and paradigms and, frankly, lazy people. Not the people here, not us, but lazy people who just want to sit back and enjoy their television and iPads and who knows what, and they don't want to think about anything. And I'm sure all of you in the audience, have you had people where you try to talk to them about certain topics and they just want to turn off and they don't want to hear about it? They don't want to hear the evidence. They don't want their paradigm. They don't want their worldview questioned. I mean, I have this all the time.
It's called the comfort zone.
Yeah, they're in their comfort zone. They don't want to leave their comfort zone, and it's a religion for them. They're whatever it is, and they're not going to change.
Now,
or they don't want to change, but we have to change them.
I have 60 seconds left. We have to do a massive change on the stage, so I want everybody to stay with. I've got 60 seconds. 60 seconds to hear the loudest round of applause for Grant Hancock, Andrew Collins, Robert Bauval, Dr. J.J. Desiree Rosen, Carl Elberger, and Dr. Robert Shaw. Dr. Thank you so much.
guys. I don't know if you're aware of this. We're talking the best of the best.
All right, everybody
All
stay
7
right
of them.
there.
The best.
Desiree. Carl,
Of
thank
course,
you.
Jimmy the best is down there.
You're a rock star, man. Everybody stay right there because we are about to kick off. We're going to do a stage change. Everybody stand up.
Got a whole new group coming in now.
We're done. Stand up, take some pictures.
Lori McDonald and a whole
Because
bunch.
we're going to move the stage. We have this
I think this is going to like
production
10
that's about to kick in here.
Pacific time.
All right, so be comfortable. This is a multimedia extravaganza that has been planned all year here at Contact in the Desert. Everybody wants pictures and photographs. I've got T-shirts I'm going to give away.
Yeah, I know it's dark.
Who's gonna leave
I'm
now?
doing this.
Yeah, look at you
I'm doing this
guys.
illegally, so I'm not trying to put on my camera.
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to make this professional, guys. It's just so you guys can. I'm risking my life. I could be arrested just so you guys can watch this. So quit fucking with me, okay? I'm just teasing.
So what we're gonna do, and this whole thing's gonna start in about 10 minutes. So you're gonna see all of this happen right in front of you. We've got a bunch of multimedia stuff coming up. And as we do that, and as we start to move this stage around,
There's a guy here. He's a black guy. He's a security.
Robert Peralta
and he's
is
super
trying to
cool.
steal
And
Fade
he
the
knows
Black
what I'm doing, but
t-shirts.
he's just letting go. So that's why. Otherwise, I would not be able to do this. So anyway.
Okay. Right now, I want to take the moment. I need everybody's attention here for a second. I want to bring to the stage some of my friends that have been emceeing and hosting and attending all of the events for the last 2 days and will continue through tomorrow. But nobody thanks these people enough. So please stay right there. I want to bring out right now Alan Steinfeld. Alan, come out.
Hey, I found one over by
Robert Peralta. Get out here, my friend. Get out here, Robert. Judy Chase in the blue dress. Where's she at? She better still be dressed in blue. Judy Chase, where's everybody at? Mara Hoffman, where are you? Look at Judy with the dog. Laura's out here. Come on, step up to the front, right here. Where's Lori Bleepin McDonald? There's Robert Peralta. Come on up. I want all of you to take a bow. Lori, come on out. Do we have everybody out here? Robert, man, quit doing your thing. It's a rock and roll, man. It ain't the Boy Scouts. Step up here. I want everybody to take a bow. Please, they've been here introducing and making sure this is the best event possible. Again, Alan Steinfeld, Robert Peralta, Judy Chase, where is she? There she is. Mara Hoffman, Lori McDonald, everybody take a bow, please. Thank you so much. Now, you guys stay right there. Everybody has heard about Victoria. Who here has met Victoria? You've heard the name, right? I want silence. Nobody here really knows, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I saw you right when you
Where's she at? Victoria! Good morning. Come on out here. Here she is, the producer of the event. Look at this woman right here.
He's a Libra like I am, so we're going to fight over this, okay?
How's it going, Reverend?
Listen, I want you all to know we have something really terrific for you. I am so excited about sharing it, so we're going to keep going here. We're just taking up some space. Hold on to your seats. Something that we waited to
Yell out right now. We need seats up front.
Okay. We need seats up front for Rita and the crew.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hand the mic back to my fellow Libra here.
Cool. What time?
And I got to get Paul Andrews up here. Paul, where are you?
We'll keep it short right today.
Paul Andrews, are you backstage?
Last year stuff flew over on Saturday.
Where is Paul?
So keep it short right
Oh, he's getting his hair done. What? He's getting his hair done.
No more water, huh?
We're going to get to that in a second, but I want to know what's going on up here first. Young man, what are you doing? Everybody, this is Dr. Dream. Give it up for Dr. Dream in the house. Dr. Kareem, what's going on? And tell us about this. This looks pretty intense and large.
It is. We are just setting up the final bowls for 333 bowls. And these are Tibetan healing bowls. And we're in a sacred economic agreement with that spans 3 countries. And it is with the metals band in Mumbai, India. And then with 1,500 bowl makers in 2 villages in Nepal that we are helping in rebuilding their lives from the earthquake in 2015. And so this experience, which is an unheard of experience, nobody gets to experience 333 bowls unless you were here last year at one of the other events we do. But we're super excited to bring it here to Contact in the Desert again, and we have somewhere between 65 and 80 in the band of angels assisting us tonight to bring you this experience.
Wait. Stop right there for a second. How many bowls?
333.
Tonight on the stage.
Not on the stage. We've got 256 surrounding the audience, and then we'll have 77 bowls on the stage.
And how many? Wait. And how many with the bowls? Is between 70 and.
We have 40 bowl angels, and then for the lower chakras, we're doing wild orange, and we'll be misting the audience. 24 oil angels.
We've been burning
misting the audience with wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. It's going to be a very powerful experience. And then once we move up to the heart chakra, for the upper chakras, we're misting the audience with frankincense.
This is insane. Are you guys into this? Now, as you can see, the bowls are being brought out on stage. What's that? Paul Andrews, my man. Everybody, Paul Andrews, producer of Contact in the Desert. So, Paul, and where'd Victoria go? Victoria disappeared already.
We're ready to go.
Victoria.
I'll go get him.
Victoria, what's up with that? I'm not going to tell anybody what I just saw right there. Okay.
Do you have a card? What is this, Giorgio? Come on.
Giorgio, and yeah, that was.
I got 2. Oh, awesome. This is my
Giorgio.
I got permission from Jimmy to do this, so technically I'm not
This Paul and Victoria, and
if they wanted to be a dick, they could, but it's not like that.
That's one thing. But
I told them I'm
not
putting this on YouTube.
Crystal and Tim Gunn. What has gone on in the last year?
You guys who can't be
on.
So
I want the loudest thanks for these 2 right here standing next to me. Please, hurt my ears right now. Look at this event that these 2 have brought for you. I'm not kidding about this. One more time, give it up for
This lady keeps standing in the way. Sit down in a minute.
Now, with that, I am going to, I'm going to step off the stage and watch you guys do this. I'm going to hand off the microphone to Victoria. This is her event. I'm going to give it, I could sit up here and I could go, so what's this event for you, Laura?
I have no idea.
Judy, how are you
Always the
tonight?
best.
I am awesome.
What's your dog's name?
Shasira.
See, I'm keeping the microphone from Victoria. Mark, what a great event this year, right?
Oh, amazing. It's so inspiring.
See, I'm just keeping the microphone from
awesome.
Victoria. Robert Perala, how are you doing? How's your health?
The whole thing healed me completely and sent me to a place of love, hope, and wonder with you guys.
Alan Steinfeld, the guy that I steal all my material from. Alan Steinfeld, what a great event this year, right?
I say, welcome, people of Earth. Keep your eyes to the sky. Guess what?
That's what I'm talking about. Again, stick around. We're about 5 minutes away from this event, and so I get to actually drop the mic. I've been your host for this evening, Jimmy Church, Coast to Coast, Fade to Black, History Channel, and Contact in the Desert, the most amazing event all year. Thank you so much. I'm Thank you so much, and I'm going to drop the mic and give it to Victoria. Victoria, this is your show.
Can you
I'm
sit
out.
right here for like
Good night, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Can you sit over here and just watch this for me?
Wait. I got to give away T-shirts. Oh, hold on. Dr. Green, no, this is yours now. This is yours. Here goes T-shirts. Let's throw out some shirts.
Oh, got it. Okay. You ready? Let's see how. Wait a minute. I want to see how strong this man really is. Where's his wife, Rita? Rita, you out there? You got to tell us some of this. Where's she at? I think she's hiding from me. Where's she? Okay, there she is. There she is, right over there. You're gonna watch your man throw here. Let's do it. Okay, send him energy, everybody. Send him energy. I want him to hit the back row. Watch your faces, everybody. It's gonna come at you. Okay, take a rest. Take a rest now. You okay? Wait a minute, wait. Are you ready?
Where do you want it to go?
Let's go. Oh, wait. That man had his arm was up so fast that it was like a sweat. Ready? Okay, ready? Go. Woo! There you go, everybody. Good joy. Good joy. Okay, did you ask where these Tibetan bulls had come from and all of that? Okay, good. Okay.
You guys step aside. I thought I was on break. This is a union house. I was out. Was I out? Was I walking? Look at the stage. Look at this. Look at the microphone setup. Now, this is just part of what's about to kick off tonight. There are things out in the desert that you're going to see tonight. There's going to be some dynamic music and production. And I'm serious. It's going to be really, really cool. There's going to be some summoning going on here, folks. I want to see some stuff. After all of this happens, I'm going to be out at Orion's Lookout with Melinda, who can hear me right now, because there's going to be some crazy stuff. Our brothers are going to come down and say hello, I can promise it. But look at this stage. Tim Gunn's here. Tim, come on up. Tim, come on up. Come on up. This is the other man, the other cog in the wheel. Tim Gunn. Give it up. We need thanks for Tim right now. Wow, come on. Tim, best event yet?
So far, number 5 and going strong.
Tim, a man of many words. You like that? Tim, you've done productions like this before. Is this, the smoothest running, most professional event, all year?
We actually haven't had a glitch all day.
Haven't had an issue?
Not really. Not really. And everybody's been happy. You haven't heard any whining, whinging. Everybody's been loving, open. It's been wonderful.
I have thanked all of the most important people, and I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much, Tim. You're the best.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, that's it. I'm going to hand this off. We're about ready. Are we ready? Okay, I'm dropping the mic to Victoria. Everybody enjoy the show. Good night.
All right, welcome everyone for coming here tonight. I got to find out, do we have a go, Matthew? Not yet? How much time do we have? 5 more minutes? Okay. Is Robert Perala there? Excuse my back here. I just want to ask. Robert Perala? So I hope you're ready, because I want you to know that all I could think about was the promise that I made you a year ago. I can't tell you how awful this year has been. I had like 3 different vendors, all these things to go through just to make it happen. Anyway, I wanted Robert Perala to come up here. Oh my God. You're a shooting star. And I wanted to have him say a few words. I hope he's ready. Here we go.
Thank you, Victoria. Now you know what love looks like. Isn't that wonderful? Such dedication. I just want to say a few words really quickly. And that is just simply this. Contact in the desert brings a gathering of tribes together. A group of people that touch the stars to reach beyond. A sense of connectedness that each soul takes us to a place of love, hope, and wonder. Old friends and family, familiar faces gather in a place to uncover the great mysteries of life. They dare to dream. There is an inner calling that says we are the way showers. We are the transition team. We are the ones who make the difference. We are the ones who open the door to welcome the universe. The mighty and spiritually brave, always remembering that love and the virtues carry us together to learn as one family. Tolerance, compassion, selflessness, service, kindness, healing, and unconditional love, and certainly to create a moment for someone. Remember to do that and carry that with you everywhere. Love yourselves more deeply, you'll get better results. Thank you so much. On with the show.
Is it over? Oh. Well, I'm gonna join the Spreaker Underground. Here we go. Deep into the depths of the most disgusting underground. With Stabby McThug. Oh yeah. And probably L.C. Carroll, Johnny LaRue, Darren the Dark, and what the hell is going on? But they probably okay, let's see what's going on here.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
It looks like the feed stopped, eh? Can you hear me? Oh boy. Hello? Okay. I can't hear you. I did hear you.
Radio check. Radio
right.
check.
Yeah. I can hear you now. Yeah, it looks like the feed stopped. So, I haven't got a hold of Karen. And this is not working.
Can you... Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
It's working. Oh, wow.
I'm fine. Oh, there's Stabby.
How's it going, Stabby? Were you guys listening to that? The live contact in the desert there?
Yeah. Getting it there. He goes, oh.
Hey, it's back on again. I wonder if there's sound.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, they're doing something else.
Go.
That's pretty cool. They're doing something else right now.
They usually take a break and then they come back. Can you
it's
run
only
it through here so we can hear it?
Where is that?
We have to listen to it. Joshua Tree?
Oh yeah, and that's in California, right?
Yeah, it's fairly close to Curtis. It's about 2 hours west of him.
Interesting.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful there. I've been there. It's a national park.
Interesting. Did you hear Yuck and Me? Oh, yeah, you did. You were on there, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What happened last night? The whole thing blew up.
Oh,
What
it
happened?
had to do with my power going out. My power just died. What the fuck? This is bad connection tonight on here.
It went off the air.
Yeah, my power went out. A fuse blew.
Did you come back on, or did you?
No, there was no use. I just fixed up my
Stay off.
I just fixed up my 24/7 feed. Yeah, I guess Karen forgot all about this. I'm not getting an answer from her.
Okay.
So, I don't have a guest.
Well,
But Eric
is
said
Eric
he...
gonna keep...
Yeah, Eric said he might come back with some people to interview later. From the desert. The desert dwellers.
Cool.
So,
I didn't really hear anything of substance. What they were talking about. It didn't seem like they were getting into any specifics, really.
No, they don't, eh? They were skirting
How long
around.
were you broadcasting?
Pardon me?
I know. How long were you broadcasting for before you called me?
I just started it and then I called you. There's something going on right now again. I don't know. Or they're just playing a video of some sort.
No, that could be. I was texting Eric. He said that he's really busy, but he's glad that we're enjoying it.
You know, it would be good if you could play that Chris Cornell. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I don't hear anything though. How come it's not playing? There is his last concert thing I could probably find and pull that up. I don't know why this is doing that. It's pretty strange. Huh. That's weird.
What you been up to today?
I slept most of the day, man. I was exhausted. Haven't had time to do fuck all. So
My brain was I was just shutting down last night. I couldn't even think of answers. Nothing was coming to me when we were doing the Family Feud. I was dying.
I'm gonna put a show on called Trolling Debbie. This is bad. I hope she doesn't hear it.
We'll talk about that bomb we just dropped. $314 million for a $100,000 bomb. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's kind of a semi dorky, funny troll.
That's
All right.
not bad. The bong was good.
Yeah, I like the bong rip. That was pretty good. That was not bad.
You have to get the hello right. Joe goes, hello?
Hello? Long.
Yeah, I just took this weed from my kid. Had it with kids. What the hell's going on around here? Kids running around all over hell.
Let me hear his voice. Who is this? It's not Wolfman.
Now, this is Joe. I was wondering if I could get a pair of your shoes.
Now, look, dude, we like trolls, so you're not doing anything bad. We're going to get a good laugh out of this. Hit the bong again. That was excellent.
Yeah, you know, Yeah, I want to get a pair of your shoes. I want to wear them to the doctor so I can get one of these superfluous surgeries like everybody's having, these cosmetic surgeries. I was thinking about having my small intestine removed to thwart off the efforts of gay men.
What would your small intestines have to do with gay men? That would be your colon and your large intestine, wouldn't it?
Well, we all know that, but most people are stupid.
Including you?
Absolutely. One more bong. No, we got a big problem here with gay men. So I figure if I have my small intestine removed, they'll leave me alone.
Do you know somebody named Wolfman Mike?
Who?
Wolfman Mike.
Nah, the name doesn't ring a bong.
That's well played.
Joe Seeker, where are you? You're getting trolled, my darling love.
Well, you know, where is he? I'm right here. I'll tell you what, I've had it with kids.
So,
had it with kids.
do you have a problem with Joe or no? Are you good with him or no?
Oh, well, we all hate ourselves.
Yeah. Would you consider? Let me do the math a little bit easier. Would you consider yourself Joe Seeker and you have friends, maybe even kind of buddies? No, maybe, yeah.
No, I'm kind of fat.
There's nothing wrong with being fat.
Yeah, well, until you want to get out of the shower, it makes it a little hard. Slip and slide around like a wet watermelon. Not to mention I'm ugly too, so you know, can't turn the light on. Makes it hard to find around.
Whose voice is this? I cannot.
I don't know, Deb. I'm working on it right now. I'm doing my best right now. I'm doing my best research right now. So you slip and slide when you get out of the tub because you're fat and ugly. For some reason, when you're ugly, I think you slip more, right?
Well, yeah. Not to mention, you know, I'm well coated with baby oil by the time I do get out of the shower, so it makes it extra hard.
Do you ever do the bottom of your feet first? That's kind of a problem. Don't do that.
No, I start rubbing it on my penis and it trickles down. I do the Reaganomics.
Trickle down effect. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Reaganomics.
Jojo, you know how much I love you. Tell me what our song is. Joey? Jojo?
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Some other girls may deny.
When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Keep going.
Yeah.
Boing, shling. That's not our song, Jojo. I'm very hurt.
Joe, she's sad. What the fuck are you going to do about it?
Joe, what happened to your voice? Jojo, you become like a sister boy. Should have stuck around. Hank, go over there. I'm going to kill you. I'm in the mood to kill a blonde lab. What's wrong with your voice, Jojo?
I just did some bong hits. I'm still coughing up this shit.
That makes sense. Now, Debbie, think about it. That rips up your fucking cords, right? So he can sound different than he did before. Shut up. It's true. Joe. Say something else that we'd understand. Like, are you a big fan? What's your favorite band? I know this by Joe, by the way. Go ahead.
Favorite band?
Yeah.
It'd have to be Megadeth.
You lose.
Earth is no.
Who? Who did he say, Jay? Jay. I'm sorry. My brother must be somewhere.
Sabbath, man. Sabbath.
Well, he went through a bunch of different names, and he's a liar every single time because Joe's favorite band of all time is blank. I won't say it to anyone.
Steve, now you need to back the fuck off, okay? Because this is Joe Seeker. I'm sorry. His voice has changed.
All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I'm telling you what, you guys... Black Sabbath aside, everybody knows who the best band is. I'm telling you what, the Earth is not round. It's a damn cylinder. It's like a Pringles can.
Well,
and
that's
every
true.
once in a while, them aliens come flying along and they flip that lid off of it. They reach in there and they grab a few crumbs, and then they take off.
Somebody that knows Joe Seeker very well is the number one fan of Joe's. Is this Stabby McHugg? Stabby, is this you?
Nope. This is Joe.
Who is this?
This is Joe. I'm telling you what, the Earth is like a Pringles can. It's a cylinder. Why do you think nobody's getting anywhere?
Debbie,
those aliens come by and pop the lid off. Tired of hanging out with these crumbs.
Right. It all makes sense now.
Joey, I'm going to sing my song to you, our song. You want to hear our songs? Joey?
I'd love to hear Serenade. I'll do a bong hit.
All right, do a bong hit. So slow, Steve.